Let's do it. Let's bring it in. Inglorious 1080p, by the way. Now we're actually streaming the way we should be.
Oh my God, is it 2009 already?
Instead of sub HD, like apparently it's been since I got this computer, because apparently it defaulted to 614p on the best, basically the best card on the market right now. I don't know why that happened to OBS, but whatever. It looks good now. Now we're in glorious 1080p, like I said. Yay.
Well, that's why no one's been watching, is because I wouldn't watch it either at like a filthy animal standard definition.
YouTube does prioritize based on definition. That is actually a thing. So if we want to stream in 4K, which we're not doing.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
See every single imperfection.
I was going to say, I want all my nose hairs out on the internet.
I'll have to hire a makeup person.
All the acne scars.
Andrew, don't lie to us. We know you know how to do your own makeup.
I need to buy makeup.
Can I say that's the perk of wearing a mask is you only have to do like here up.
Yeah.
I was thinking about getting microblading because like you can see right now my eyebrows are nearly invisible. So like I was thinking of getting some microblading to like slightly darken them just so they pop a little bit.
Wait, hold on. Do 3 out of the 5 of us here know how to do our makeup then? Because I do as well. from my old acting stuff.
It's very fucking bold of you to assume that I know how to do makeup.
I've said we've literally seen you in it. I assume Garrett doesn't do it for you.
You don't know.
I mean, okay, you know what? Fair.
I mean, I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it.
I think she just sticks a firecracker in her bathroom and hopes for the best.
Yeah, it's just like, here we go. Like, you know.
Light's a firecracker. She is a firecracker.
Hey. You do like a Rube Goldberg kind of machine where it just like flings it up like or it's like a Jackson Pollock painting. Just
That's what I said. Yep. Wearing a mask, you only have to do half of the face. So.
That's true. Dude, and they keep you so warm, honestly, during these winter months, too.
Yeah, I like wearing them outside.
Like, the once or twice that I've, like, stepped out and realized I didn't have a mask was because I was like, boy, it's cold out. And then the first person I see, I go, oh, crap. And then I gotta, like, run back to my apartment to put it on. And I feel like an idiot. But whatever.
So, I have an unusual request for the recap today.
All right, hold on. I'm kidding. The joke was that you're gonna have me like undress for the recap.
No,
I just saw like stomach and I was like, what?
I used to.
All right, that joke clearly didn't work.
When you stood up, I thought it was gonna be like the Nat 1 shirt, like you're wearing it under your other shirt.
Oh, that'd be a good. Thanks for the idea.
God damn it.
So I.
All right.
No, I when I asked for the recap today, I would like it to go up until the point. The finishing of the encounter with the Leechers and the Imperial Guards, and then I'm gonna try to transition from a bit of recap into prose for the new thing. So at first you'll hear me describing things. You're like, wow, Richard's describing a lot of what players are doing. It's because we already went over a lot of it online, and I'm just bringing us into the new things.
Gotcha. Well, do we want to? I mean, since it was like the Origins episode, do we want to pass it around since we all like had slightly different things?
Just officially, welcome to Chapter 2 of Aberrant Empire. We had quite a lot go on the first episode, as it was the thing that kicked everything off. Who would like to start with the recap?
Well, we started with Anwar last time, right? Wasn't he the first character?
There was a really great opening narration sequence. With ocean and sailors and soldiers, then a downtown market area. Anwar, the awkward fire genasi, was hawking wares in the market area and was getting subsequently ignored. After that, we went to, I believe, Audra, who was smithing with her mentor. She was visited by her uncle, and then by a homeless person, the Kenku shapeshifter. And he was like, I got a job for you later. Get your tinkering friend and meet me at the bar. And she was like, all right. Yeah. And then we went to Hunter, who was moving pumpkins, I want to say. And he went back, and the Fuzz was at his house. And
harassing the fall over nothing.
They were harassing them, and Hunter was very uppity towards the guards. And then they broke his wheel on his cart as like retribution. And his dwarf dad was like, "Son, shut up." And
just a human dad, but yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a burly boy.
Okay. And then we went to Kamira, who was working the shop. She was making quilts or rugs, I want to say.
I make
and
rugs.
Then, yes,
Oh,
and then
hello.
she was met by Ravadia. I mean, different name, but it's
Freya.
Ravadia. Freya. And Freya's
Not
son.
Ravadia, because Ravadia exists somewhere else in this world.
Oh my god, that's not Ravadia.
Yes.
Her soft boy, who requires a blue hat.
Yes.
And they kind of talked about Kamira's lost children, one who is dead and one who is missing / dead. And then we go into Anwar, who was at his parents' shop, and he was approached by Flash Ironban, who's like a tricky capitalist businessman who's like, if I can't own it, I'll buy it. And
great
try
name, by
to
the way. That is a
right
real solid name.
Then the gang met at the tavern, where they were told about a job that would take them out of town to go and find and reclaim a lost construct head who was peeking out of the swamp a day or two travels away. They don't know where it came from or what origin is or what it can do.
You're right there, Sid.
My cord was wrapped around the thing and it kept going like, "Meh," and I was like, what are we doing down there? Anyway,
yeah, it's still kind of unclear as to what it is. It might be a construct head, it might be the top of a totem pole, it might be any number of things.
But the four were all very interested in acquiring this. Both Audra and Kamira would go on as muscle. Hunter would go as the tracker / survival man to kind of lead us through the swamp. And Anwar as the tech boy with the ones that do all the sciencey magic mumbo jumbo. And yes,
I just want to intervene and say that before we left, Anwar had to get permission from his dad.
oh yeah, Anwar's young. He has to.
And
He lives with his
probably
parents.
my favorite like D&D thing in recent memory is, but she sells carpets. Like,
On water, she sells carpets. How strong could she be?
While you were recapping, I just thought of the dumbest, like, you've heard of Elf on the Shelf. Now get ready for Anwar on the Armoire.
There you go.
perfect.
And now that's a
It's final
Photoshop
form.
I guess I have to make.
That's a hero forge you got to print out now.
Yeah.
After everyone got their needed permission slip signed, they met up in the center of town. They got their heading and they left. And while traveling through the swamp, they were first they ran into some Imperial guards on war.
Yaks.
Oxen? Yaks. That's right. They were attacked by, I never got the name of them,
Leechers.
but leechers. They should be called chode monsters, because that's basically what they are.
Yeah.
And the guards were not too good when it came to fighting them, as it turned out.
Nope.
So forcing our heroes to take action. Kamira summoned her shadow clone to start tearing it up. Hunter was doing some mad riding skills, throwing one guard off his yak and escaping. Anwar lit up a good chunk of them that were coming close towards their yaks. And then Adra jumped out of the cart and was hacking and slashing with the best of them.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, that caused us to stay behind and to get our papers and passports looked at by the guards. It's unclear if we are people of suspect now. Some very unusual magic was used by Chimera in particular, and but it seems like for now we're okay. We'll see if that.
Oh man, that was swamp gas. That was just swamp gas and lights. I don't know what the hell they saw.
I was gonna say it's just ghosts. Just ghosts, man. They're crazy.
Ghosts.
You don't know what's
Y'all
going
know
on.
these woods are spooky. Come on.
Yeah, they definitely had a little bit of talking their way out, but eventually, yeah, they seemed to let you.
Audra was trying to spin it a little bit, but it was to no avail.
That is true. She was trying to get a discount on the 2 gold ferry.
Hey, there's room for a discount on that mathematically.
Yes,
Unless it costs,
I offer you
that's true.
$1.
Unless it costs 1 copper to ride, it can always be reduced. That's all
Fair
I'm
enough.
saying.
All right. Well, transition. Is there any other recap thing up until that point that people wanted to be like, oh, also just?
I just want to say, Ryan, this is a dope lo-fi mix right now. I like this a lot.
The Final Fantasy VII one.
Mm-hmm.
It just transitioned into the Shinra kind of like spooky stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm like, hell yeah.
This is good. I like this a lot.
Okay.
I think I'm like a track behind, but it's good. I'm on Barrett right now, but.
Okay. You might want to switch over for the stream. You might want to switch over to some swampy music.
Sure.
Or some ambience.
Hold
I think
on.
I sent Ryan something.
I just want to see what happens if I search lo-fi swamp music.
Oh, please no. That's totally the wrong time.
Nope, I got it. Lo-fi chill swamp beats to relax,
please.
study with nature sounds.
No, I got one. Here's some better swamp music right there. If you guys want to click it.
Okay.
Apparently, this was made in dreams. Thanks, Ryan.
All right. So,
Oop, not that.
after your encounter with the lead,
Nice.
are we good to go?
The stream got a little glimpse of that real quick because I opened it in the wrong tab for a second there.
Okay. Are we good to go?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Just laughing at Ryan.
After your encounter with the leechers and Imperial soldiers, you carry on until sunset approaches. You decide to make camp just a few miles short of one of the military checkpoints, opting not to pay them for protection as you make camp. You venture off just far enough to be out of sight of the road, and find a fairly open dry patch to make camp for the night and park your wagon there. Hunter takes his yaks, Daisy, the white one, and Duchess, the brown one, and ties them to a thick, twisting tree. The yaks immediately lay down against each other, taking a hard-earned rest for the night. Audra builds a campfire while Anwar sets up his single-person pup tent. Chimera has a bit more of an elaborate setup. She finds 2 trees and sets up a special hammock with a bug net and a rain guard that she's made herself from sheep's wool and lanolin. She hangs the hammock about 5 feet off the ground as Audra sets out a rain catcher and rolls out a bedroll onto the ground by the fire. As the sky darkens and the camp is set, with all of the tasks of the day complete, your senses finally take in the surroundings with a new appreciation. The marshy land smells of sulfur and methane, giving off the familiar scent of rotting eggs. The air is cold and damp, fortunately without with hardly any wind chill. You look above to see a break in the clouds, and the stars sprinkle the sky like fairy dust. The trees are filled with dead branches that refuse to break and fall. Those that do carry life are filled with orange leaves, which is kind of odd considering how early it is in the harvest season. The bark on the trees is rough and jagged, their thick roots spreading slightly above ground. Yet when you listen for danger, the swamp actually sounds peaceful. Nothing much more than the croaking of frogs and the chirping of crickets can be heard, besides that of your own movements. That and of course, the buzzing of pesky, annoying little flying bugs. Anwar sets up 3 magical devices, each in the shape of a small lantern, giving off a refreshing lemon-like citrusy scent that fixes both your bug problem and the rotten egg problem. He triangulates them to cover the whole camp. Hunter sets up a makeshift alarm system out of rope and rattly objects. During this time, your conversation's limited, mostly related to the task at hand. While not working, your mouths are occupied with the quiet munching of rations, making for a bland but satisfying dinner. When it feels like the camp is ready, you discuss who will take watch for the night. Anwar and Hunter volunteer. Chimera doffs her armor and footwear and neatly rests them next to one of the trees before climbing into her hammock, knife in hand for underneath her pillow. Audra places everyone's food in a bear bag and hoists it up into the air, then lays down on her bedroll, armor still on. As you bundle yourselves up from the cold, you actually find yourself able to feel a bit cozy with the soft animal sounds and the pleasant aroma. Audra and Chimera, how easily do you two fall asleep? When things get quiet, do you fall into slumber, or do you have thoughts that haunt you?
Audra's out. She's like, I did a good fight today. Oh, and she definitely snores.
Okay, well, maybe Anwar's got a device for that later.
Yeah, it's called a pillow.
Chimera, how about you?
She lies awake for a while, and initially, like, it starts off with kind of rampant thoughts about the day, about the issue with the guards, how one of them is embarrassed, how they now have all of our papers where we live and our faces, and oh, I used magic that I probably really shouldn't have used around them. And then it slowly, bit by bit, just kind of picking apart just everything from the kids to what Poe said at the tavern, kind of alluding to Keone being alive. And I would say she stays awake for a long time.
Okay.
Just going from one thing to the next.
All right. Anwar and Hunter. It's just the two of you now, assuming that Chimera is fairly quiet in her tent as she ponders her ponders. It's just the two of you on watch as the others attempt to sleep. What are you two doing?
Well, at this point, during watch, Hunter's also kind of fixing up a thing of mash, since we've got a fire going anyway. Just kind of minding that, getting it cooked down. So
hold on, I can really hear the lo-fi wherever it's coming from.
That might be me.
I think you need headphones in, bud.
Yeah. Is that me?
Yep.
Probably.
All right, I'll grab my headphones during the break.
Okay.
Yeah, so definitely getting some mash going and, kind of pacing around every now and then, checking the perimeter, going over to check on Anwar now and then, see what he's up to.
So, Anwar has, from his bag that seemingly has quite a number of beakers and glass and little burners and things like that, a number of assortments. Hunter, when you walk over, you're going to see him look up like, oh, Hunter, you're just the person I wanted to speak to. I wanted to ask you, you are a man of the wilds, are you not?
I mean, I guess. Wild enough.
So I was thinking today in our little excursion, it seems we're safe for the time being, but someone with your knowledge could actually prove quite useful. If we were to come across creatures of that variety again, do you think if we were to disorient them, what would be the best way? Would it be to overload their hearing, their smell, or their eyesight?
Well, smell obviously don't bother them, or they wouldn't hang out in this damn swamp. Their eye placement was weird, and they got them beady little eyes. I couldn't tell you what they're good for. Sense of hearing might be the way to go.
Hearing.
Worth exploring. Should I roll a check to see if I know anything about this? Like, I've obviously encountered them before, but would I have...
Yeah, why don't you roll history or nature?
I'll roll in nature.
Okay. Yeah, They definitely pick up on smell.
Gotcha.
That seems to be like it's hard to tell where their nose is. But you've heard passed down from like generation to generation, and people have had to worry about this. You hear that they've got noses like wolves. They especially when they smell blood, they smell any kind of large source of meat. They'll kind of swarm and go for it.
Guess odd as it is, they're really good with their noses wherever the hell they are. They might not be all nose. Now that I think about it.
Really?
You know how sometimes you can like breathe in and you like can nearly taste with your mouth, like that's how intense it is. It's like they probably just smell through their big ass mouths.
Like a Fleming response.
Yeah.
So you're just going to see Anwar kind of like have his notepad out, and he's going to start sketching lots of little notes with equations and diagrams and like numbers and things like that.
I'm going to kind of peek over there, realize I couldn't make any sense of it. What you working on there?
Well, I was just thinking if we're going to be encountering more of these, it might be safer for us, especially if we're going to be running into guards, to use something less noticeable, something slightly more non-violent. It might go a long way for us. So my thought is, if I were to design something that expelled a large amount of gas in a short amount of time, what I could potentially do is maybe mix it or spike it with a special type of smell, like the devices you see around us right now, with the oils that keep the bugs away. I could change the smell of it to something quite delicious, like a soup or a beef or something very delicious smelling. Basically a chum for the air.
Huh. Now I like that. That has some many uses there. I can get behind that.
But if we were able to throw it at a distance and it was the aroma was so tantalizing, it could give us an opportunity to escape in the future.
All right, that's interesting. Well, here, let me show you something. We'll go over to the wagon, and in the seating area for the main driver's box, he'll kind of lean under there and fiddle with something, and a little hatch will fall open, and I'll slide out this little rack of little jars with like a cinnamon stick and some apple pieces in there, and like a semi-clear liquid. Shake it around a little bit, kind of unscrew the top, and kind of wave it under your nose. Something like this. What kind of smell would this do for you? And it's heavy of apple and cinnamon and brown sugar and ethanol.
Oh, well, it would definitely make a wonderful candle, especially for a holiday type gift.
Might burn a little fast.
We need to see what they are attracted to, whether it's apple or, as I might theorize, something with a meat or blood variety.
Yeah.
All right. It's a good idea.
You talk about that and then look back around because you're supposed to be on watch, and apparently you weren't on watch well enough. You got too distracted in talking about your work, because when you turn around, suddenly, as if out of nowhere, peeping from behind a tree, is a stunningly gorgeous green woman. Her features are exotic and hard to place. She has the green skin of an orc, deep green eyes of a wood elf, lush brown hair of a human, droopy ears of a furbolg, and horns of a tiefling. She is as tall as Adra, and as thin as Anwar. She's wearing a lavender tunic with light brown wooden buttons down the center. She is completely barefoot, And you can see, while her feet are dirty and wet from the swamp, they seem to be as soft and delicate as a pampered princess's. She stares deeply, as if into your soul, with these big green eyes, and says, "Wait, don't hurt me. I don't mean you any harm. I need your help."
Hunter, I thought we had an alarm system.
Yeah, I thought so too. What are you doing here? You need help.
Forgive me for assuming by your appearance you are not Empire, are you?
Nope.
I had a feeling. May I approach? She's probably about 40 feet from you.
I want an insider.
Okay.
What kind of vibes am I getting off this person?
Well, let's see your insight.
Lo-fi to study too. Those kinds of
I
things.
didn't do it.
That's
My bad.
Those are the vibes you get. Wall of text.
The Matrix, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
okay. Oh, right, it was just Anwar doing that. Insight 14. You have reason to be weary. This is really freaking odd to see someone like it definitely. She really stands out of place. She's unlike anything you've ever seen before. She does seem genuinely like. It seems like what she's saying is like true though. Like she doesn't mean you any harm right now or anything.
Do I notice if she's armed at all or has any like casting item?
You do not see any casting items or armor or weapons of any kind.
Okay, that's a good sign.
May I approach? Is it okay?
Sure, grab you something to eat.
Oh, I do not require your food, thank you, though. And she's going to get closer and find a dry place to sit. She's going to bend her knees and spread her legs out to one side, balancing her with a hand on the ground and rest the other hand in her lap. She looks up at you almost seductively in this very like exotic, weird look that she has. I belonged to an ancient druidic circle. The Empire has wiped us out one by one, and I'm all that's left. My heart is blackened, turned to stone. Long are the days since it cared for safety and a resurgence of my kind. My soul desires now revenge. There's an Imperial camp not far from here. I seek to destroy this camp and all who inhabit it. Will you help me?
When you say camp, do you mean like the large military camp with the weapons and the guards and the stuff?
Large is subjective, I suppose. I've been keeping close track of them in and out, and I believe there to be 25 of them total.
Oh,
So
okay.
more than See Chimera.
Just like in her hammock, like no.
All right, listen, princess. That's a charming deal you're proposing, but we're trying to stay under the radar. We gotta get through and out without dealing with them Imperials, and helping you out. That would kind of be the opposite of what we need to be doing right now.
Please, is there not something you can do? I could try to venture off to the city to try to find help, but I am not sure I would be welcome. I have tried to raise a resistance of goblins, but they are mostly terrified and cowardly. I've only found 3 goblins who would be willing to help in my mission. You all look capable and hardy.
We ain't hardy enough for
Anwar's gonna like look behind him, like
talking about a full camp here. All right, is this a back burner thing or is this a Tanao thing?
you're gonna see her analyze and kind of like race through her head, and like for the first time, you kind of see a shift in her innocence. She's gonna say, "I can be patient."
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, before we... What is your name? Who are you?
My name is Leshy.
Leshy.
Sydney's reaction's so great.
It is. It's fantastic.
Okay. Then say, all right, just say, for the sake of argument, that we do this. We go in there and we help you stomp out 25 armed guards, prepared and ready for battle, with all of their weapons and things and war yaks at the ready. That won't be the end of it.
Their camp is fairly enclosed and confined close together. There's a wall roughly 25-30 feet high made of logs, and there's only one gate in or out. Maybe there's some way to cause a fire to trap them all in and kill them all from the inside.
Leshy, you have to understand that even if, in the best case scenario, we wipe these guards out and we all don't somehow die in the process, that won't be the end of them. A camp that's taken off the map, a whole entire platoon that's just gone, they'll send more, and they'll keep sending more until they find out what happened. Then your swamps...
I don't care if there's more. I just want them to pay for what they've done. I know there will be more, but I can't just let this slide. I can't just let what they did. They tortured my sisters. They tortured them.
I'd like to roll an insight check.
Go ahead.
I'm inclined to believe.
Am I still awake while she's rolling through?
Yeah,
like,
you
would
said
she
you
hear?
said that you were having trouble sleeping. So yeah, you can hear this. If you want to step out, you can.
I want to like do the hammock roll where you kind of like flip over, and I want to be as quiet as I fucking can, trying to get to the ground where my shit is.
Roll stealth on your coming down from hammock.
I'd like to grant advantage because when I see her kind of like peeking up and assessing the situation, I want to like kind of pull focus and start like pacing exactly opposite. So it's like not her.
All right, I'll give it to you. All right, yeah, roll that with advantage.
Please, I'm
So
trying
is it
to
just
tell you about my people.
plus
Pull
one
your pants back
for the
up,
advantage?
tiefling.
Is it the +1 for the advantage, or is it the 2 dice?
No, that's only for flanking.
That's only for flanking.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
No, advantage is still
Okay,
advantage.
so it's regular +2. Okay, cool.
I'm just imagining Hunter doing weird distractions. Oops, my pants are falling down. Oh no.
18.
18. Yeah, not bad. You know what? Let me just make sure. Okay. You get the sense that she did not notice you.
Okay, so the hammock like kind of flips over, like does this weird like kind of alligator roll a little bit, but not quite as rapid and frightening.
Okay.
And she just kind of like really slowly and silently like extends her foot until it hits the ground, and then once she does that, she kind of crouches down and like reaches over for her things.
Okay. Are you gonna doff armor or gonna don armor for the next minute?
Oh no, that's gonna be noisy. That's the only reason why that worked out.
Yeah. But
So,
you're
yeah,
still like
that's-
grabbing
that's-
for your, like, when you say your stuff, do you mean just like your sword and shield and stuff like that?
Yeah, kind of grabbing for the sword, keeping eyes on Leshy.
Okay. So while you say that, Hunter, there was something about the way she said sisters that caught your attention. It just seemed like, was the druidic circle like all a bunch of sisters? Like, what? It was like something about that caught you, the way she said it. But she seems to be truthful that they did. Seems like they wiped them out, and she's all that's left. She seems to be honest and very upset about it. Clearly, she doesn't seem to be making it up.
I'm gonna lean in and kind of glance around conspiratorially a little bit and say, listen, a lot of us got reasons to want to make the Empire pay, and they will. We all want that. Well, some of us want that. But we can't just go in crazy and make things worse for us. You know, we gotta be strategic about this kind of thing.
And potentially worse for you too, if more and more guards come.
At this point, I don't care about my own life, but as I said earlier, I can be very, very patient.
Well, that's good, because it ain't just your life you're risking over here. 4 of us.
We are merely going on an excavation, trying to find some kind of artifact. We're not some band of resistance or anything like that. We're just traveling through. I'm sorry to get your hopes up in that regard.
She's gonna start focusing her attention fully on Hunter because Anwar seems to just be not going for anything at all.
Okay, great. Fine.
She's gonna She's gonna start kind of laser focusing on Hunter, and say, "So you also want to see them pay?"
I recognize a bully when I see him.
Would you be willing to help me find more like us, who have the same passions, the same goals?
I mean, I'm a bit of a busy man at the moment, but I'll do what I can.
Would some kind of payment help? Unfortunately, I have no gold, but I have magical items that I could offer.
Now, payment does make things a little less strenuous on my schedule.
Well, I have 3 items I'd be willing to part with, if you would be willing to help.
Huh.
But I do not wish to part with any until steps are made. I don't give my gifts for free.
Hunter, can we have a quick sidebar, please?
Can we have a quick sidebar, please? We're gonna have
patient. I'm patient.
All right, we'll step away a little bit.
Okay.
What's your read?
She's just wandered in our camp in the middle of the night in a swamp by herself and is offering us magic items to go set. This is no way. This has red letters written all over, red flags.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Very bad.
Right. Okay. So let's put this on back burner. And
or a polite, oh, we'll think about it. Thanks. Anyways, here's some water for your trouble. Bye. Please leave.
I gotcha. All right. So if I need to get a hold of you to fill you in on things, how do I do that?
You don't have an answer for me?
Oh, so you know, I need to be able to get a hold of you if I need to let you know. I mean, if I'm gonna be finding people with common interests. I'm not usually playing matchmaker, but it sounds like the price is right. So how would I get a hold of you if I need to?
Do you know any druidic?
Can't say I do, as I ain't really a druid.
Very well.
I mean,
in that case, we'll make it simple. Come back to this spot if you wish to reach me, and mark a tree with an X, with a blade, thick enough that I'll be able to see it.
I mean, I got chalk. I can do chalk. You'd prefer?
Chalk might wash off in the rain.
Prefer a blade, given how much it rains here.
That is fair. All right. All right.
Are you really just going to leave me empty-handed? Nothing, no.
We have some spare provisions. Maybe a ration or 2 if you're hungry. Purified water. It's always, in a swamp, very important. Anwar's gonna kind of butt back into the tension going on between these two. We have snacks and berries and
none of those sound like things that will help take revenge on the people who murdered my people.
I'm not sure what you're asking for.
if you're asking for a couple chuckle fucks you met in the wood to go haywire and run through a camp on a suicide mission, then I'm sorry. That's going to be a strong no. But if you're patient like you say you are, and you would like to get a ragtag group of individuals who are mad as hell at the Empire, then you know what? Give me a week. We'll see what we can do.
Or maybe a month.
Maybe a
Couple
month.
months. Year at the tops.
I want to know one way or another. Are you with me? Because if you are not with me, you might as well be against me.
Now that's a toxic way of thinking.
It's a lot of commitment for the first meeting.
That's a lot of commitment for the first meeting.
You said
Mhm.
you also wanted to see the Empire pay. Are we not on the same side then?
We have a common enemy. And I'd like...
But you are not willing to do anything about it.
Not tonight. I gotta rest.
I will...
Someone...
I will give you a week to consider this offer. To see if you want to join my cause or not. I will wait for a marking of the tree. And in 1 week's time, I will have your answer one way or the other.
Sounds good. We might not be in the area though, so if there's another area, we could leave a message for you. I have a number of smells that I could leave places if that helps. I don't know. You might notice the nice lemon scented smell here. I don't know if that helps you at all.
I'd rather find it distasteful and unnatural.
Well, all right. I tried. I'm sorry.
1 week. 1 week. And she's gonna start backing up out of the, away behind a tree. And when she crosses a tree from behind, you don't see her by that point. She appears to be gone.
So she got
Wow.
in and
To me,
out
you had me a
without
little worried
tripping any of the alarms that are set up then.
Yep.
Okay.
I thought you were going to take her deal for a second, boys.
Whew. Well, you know, I mean... It's a lot of black and white, you know? There's no gray zone there. And I get the feeling she's going to be pretty pissed with us here in a week.
What was the
Either
deal
way,
with
don't-
if you're not with me, you're against me?
Right?
That seems super fashy, not
Right?
cool at all.
That's not great. Like, I sure as shit ain't with the Empire, but, like, she can't just say, hey, I know we just met. Hi, we just met. This is crazy, and I just met you. I don't know, there's something going on there. But, like...
Richard, based on
But here's my tree, so carve it maybe.
Yeah, right, yeah.
That works.
given that I know her name and just like my general upbringing, would I like know what her and her kind are about?
Go ahead and roll for let's call it history.
As in, Chimera knows this person's name?
Oh, no.
I'll
Sydney knows what it's about.
Yeah,
Lore-wise, I want to know if
I
Chimera
will
does.
give you an advantage. I'll give you a little inspiration since you recognize the name Leshy.
Oh my god, you were like, Leshy, and I was like, son of a bitch.
That sounds familiar. I feel like that's... Has that name been used for like a Final Fantasy
Natural 20!
Natural
bad guy
20.
or something?
Yeah. What Sydney thinks a Leshy is, that's what a Leshy is. You don't know if she is a Leshy or is just named Leshy.
Or just Leshy, but as far as I know, it is Leshy.
Yeah, as far as you know, like when Chimera heard Leshy, she's heard the tales of what a Leshy is.
Okay. Nice.
So
Is this some
nice.
Witch of the Wild shit? Is this Morrigan?
Oh,
Not
wait.
quite Morgan.
Isn't that, don't you fight one of those in Witcher 3?
You do.
Okay, that's where I've heard it. I knew I've heard it
No,
before.
but like I'm talking like, hey, we're gonna like maybe lead some kids astray, but also maybe they were like just like given away by their parents, but also maybe I'm a bad guy. Like it's weird, like forest god shit.
Yeah, now
So,
I remember the Leshen. Now I remember. Yeah, those things are upsetting.
either way, I am actually quite proud of both of you. You handled yourselves rather well.
So, wait, do you know who or what that was?
My father told me tales of her when I was a child.
Oh, is she like a fae thing?
Not fae necessarily, but her kind. Hey, not plague rat. Sorry. Her kind was very much wiped out under the Imperial flag, as were many entities and beings like her, whether it historically or physically. And I can only imagine that what she says is true, but I don't think we should give her a full trust either. I definitely wouldn't be accepting any magical items from her either.
I don't know.
And Anwar's gonna like hit Hunter the side, like, I told you.
I mean, it might be cool. I don't know. Got little hands are like needles.
All right. So with that, it's probably around time that you can switch watch for the night. I will I'll move on to say though that nothing really else happens for the rest of the night.
I think Audra is taking the last shift.
Okay.
I think is what we said. So when she swaps, I guess, with Chimera, she'll just get up, oh, yeah, I got it. Everything all clear, I guess. Nobody woke me up for any sudden combat, so I assume everything's fine, yeah?
We had a visitor, but they were...
Oh, she's just talking to Chimera, because Chimera would have traded with her.
Right. Hunter and Anwar are passed out, Chimera's on watch, nothing happens on Chimera's watch, and then eventually Chimera gets Audra because it's Audra's shift.
Is everything all clear, yeah? Nobody shook me awake for any sudden combat?
Only because it didn't necessarily call for combat.
Excuse me?
There was a visitor. The boys handled themselves relatively well, but I do not think that we will see her again anytime soon, hopefully.
She
goes by Leshy. She stopped by for a little bit of a favor, and again, I don't think she'll be back this evening or anytime soon.
Do you know this, Leshy?
Well, not personally. She's they, it. I mean, my father always told me that they were gods of the forest, but
Richard being a furbolg and naturey, I assume I could roll for something for my knowledge of them as well.
Yeah, roll that with advantage as a furbolg, I think.
Okay.
Do
you want nature or history or what?
I would accept nature or history from a furbolg.
Well, they're actually both a flat roll for me, so.
Okay.
Hey, I know everything about them.
Both you and Chimera like our face side.
Dude, there is some girl
side,
power on this team. Let me tell you what.
They have told the tales. It is like it's like a childhood fairy tale to you. It's like, oh, of course I know about the Leshy. Who doesn't know about the Leshy?
Yeah. So I guess we're both just like, oh yes, I see the Leshy. Interesting. Yeah. Well, just in case any of the sisters happen to come by, and since it's a long rest afternoon, Audra will draw her longsword and wipe her hand up the blade, and Chimera will see as she does that, the blade like glows orange, as now it's given its like cleric blessing thing.
Yeah.
And then she goes to take her watch, just in case one of the sisters shows up, you know.
She wasn't violent, and I think it might be best to keep it that way.
Well,
She gave us a week, and I do not intend to be back in this particular area in a week unless something else comes up.
nor do I.
So,
Of course, we are still in the middle of the marsh, so just to be safe. We don't want any more leechers showing up, of course.
Chimera's eyes like roll to the back of her head. And then she says, "Very well, good night."
I mean, we
And
handled
she'll
them well
return to her
anyways.
hammock.
Yes, get a couple more hours of sleep. I'll take care of the rest of this.
Those of you who are sleeping will, what the night turns into morning, and those of you who are sleeping wake up to the sounds of crickets being replaced by that of birds chirping their morning songs. The sky above is gray and cloudy, heralding the inevitable return of the morning rain from the Western Ocean. Morning dew blankets the camp, the scent of lemongrass still in the air. Everything feels quiet and still. To those who are just waking up now, kind of opening your eyes, kind of wiping away dust and stuff, what do you do?
Richard, did you ever get a chance to look at the alchemist stuff I sent you?
The Xanathar alchemist stuff?
The 3.5 alchemist stuff.
Oh, yes.
Are you cool with us using that, or should I hold off for now?
You're muted, Richard.
Sorry, I was yelling at my dogs to shut up. Sorry, I missed that entire last thing. The dogs are barking like crazy. What were you saying?
I was going to ask, because the way that the alchemist kit works is that you can set something to basically cook overnight and then check on it in the morning.
Yep.
And basically
Ooh,
take
slow cooker.
half the value
Slow cooker.
out of it in exchange for making something.
Yep.
Are you cool with us using that, or
Yeah.
would you like to hold off on it?
Yeah, I thought
Alright.
I thought I had responded. Sorry, yes, you are good to use that.
Great. So based on Hunter's expertise last night, in that case, I would like to have had Anwar make a smoke stick,
Okay.
which is an item from 3.5. Basically, it's a quick use of fog cloud, smoke bomb, essentially, used with alchemically treated wood. So Anwar wakes up and he's like, it should be done. And he runs over to his alchemist kit and he like sees it. And then there's like a small, like a 6-inch stick that like has a black end and a kind of a gray end. He's like, all right, we'll see. And he's going to take off a little chip from it and kind of toss it over. And it's going to a little.
Is there any kind of check you needed to make or anything to effectively do it, or do you just are able to effectively do it?
It just says a part of a long rest. So I'd say if it needed to be rushed, then, but as a long rest, it just.
You're just taking
made.
20 on it then, and yeah, you got time to get it right. Okay,
And,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That is what Anwar does when he wakes up. Audra is already up. What do Chimera and Hunter do as you wake up?
Try to figure out why this freaking NPC freaking thing isn't letting me write down where I want it down. Kimmy is going to she's gonna like roll out of her hammock again, kind of throw her shoes on, and she'll kick off her morning by getting her armor on, but she'll kind of scavenge a little bit, maybe like look for just berries, something to like refill a little bit of the rations.
With your background as an outlander, you can do that.
Yeah, and if I can like search some trees, find like some quail eggs or something, you know.
Yeah, I'd say as part of your background, you don't need to roll for it. You were able to forage and find some good stuff.
Okay, cool.
Sweet. I guess I'll be kind of getting camp stuff loaded back into the wagon, heating up a little some ration stuff for breakfast, and wait until everyone's kind of back together, ready to brief for the day.
Anwar will go over and check on Kamira. Hated Miss Leishi. Am I saying that right? Did she? Leshy. Did she come back again last night after we?
Not to my knowledge. I let Audra know that she'd shown up. Told her that she wasn't aggressive necessarily.
Okay.
I do not intend to see her again. I don't believe we will see her again while we are here, unless we do as she requested.
Should we
hopefully
not give her our names to her? Is that a thing? I heard that was a thing.
Yes, it's a little bit of a thing.
Okay.
Worth pointing out that she never asked for your names.
I don't think I gave my name or either. But if she overheard us talking to each other, she might have our first names.
It might not be useful to her, but I do find it a good rule of thumb not to just willingly offer your name up to,
strangers in the woods.
Yeah. You did do very well last night, though. Both of you did.
Good, thanks. I wasn't sure if she was going to rain down hell on us or what.
That's what I was waiting for, just in case. Or if it looked like Hunter was really willing to agree to some of her stipulations on the spot.
Oh, I'm sure he was willing to do more than agree.
Perhaps. We might need to have a little bit of a chat with him later about that, but no, we'll keep an eye on him, I think. Just to be sure.
Sounds good. Well, let's hope we make it to the ferry today.
Hopefully without any more complications.
Yeah, so eventually you all kind of get packed up, and as you guys are finishing kind of loading everything onto the wagon and kind of starting to get the wagon hitched up to the yaks again, is there anything like as a group that you want to talk about, or do you just want to move on?
I believe we need to have a little bit of a discussion about what occurred yesterday, if everybody is willing.
I think
that's a good idea.
I am quite curious about how the conversation went last night as well with this Leshy.
Oh no, that's not what I was referring to, dear.
No?
I was talking about yesterday with the gods.
Oh, I see. What is there left to discuss?
Well, first I was going to apologize for the way I behaved afterwards. Everybody sort of dogpiled blame. And I believe it puts you a little bit on the defensive. And as a group working together for the first time, I believe that was unfair.
I'm used to being on the defensive. None of you owe me anything as a result.
She's so used to being on the defensive, she's a shield master.
It's true.
Either way, as it stands, due to some accumulative action, the Empire now knows where we live, where we work, our names, and know that at least one of us can utilize unsanctioned magic. That being said, I believe that moving forward, we should perhaps have a plan on how we deal with them in a non-violent manner.
You know, you say this Anwar. As if... Yes,
Marwan has the conch of, like, the freaking shell.
It, like, the shell Anwar, goes by Audra, and she's like, fine.
I was going to wait for another time to bring this up, but since we're on it now, speaking of unsanctioned magic, what was that?
I would actually also very much like to know the answer to Marwan's question.
I mean, as long as I'm getting stuff out there.
I think the less I know, the better, personally.
Because I have some theories. And he's going to pull out a notepad. I'm thinking either you're possessed by ghosts, or you have an invisible twin.
Talk.
Or
I like invisible twin, actually.
I like to imagine you've got like a big whiteboard and you're like crossing off. She's like, no, it's not that.
Because I have some theories. Pull over.
It's
ghost twin.
It's called dunamancy. What
is that? Actually, I might know this. Can I roll a intelligence to see if I?
You can roll Arcana.
Now, see, I know she's lying because there ain't no dunes out here. It's all swampland. So obviously,
Dunamancy is something that you have heard legend of, that elves have passed on from generation to generation. However, it is very rare. You've never come across any kind of Dunamancy language or spells in any kind of book, anything like that. I mean, in general, for you, I guess reading magic is not that common in the Empire, but in general, it's just like some people see it as like a dead language. Like, it just doesn't seem like it should be. Like, many people know it, so it's very rare.
And it's time magic? Is that the long and short of it?
Access to multiple timelines that are quickly dying out after they happen, but yeah, there's
it's literally Greek for possibility.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
So it was a little no magic is what Jeffrey used to call it.
I would like to point out that we say this as if the Empire didn't already know all of our names and what we do. Perhaps the only new knowledge they gained was your spirit sidekick, whatever that was. And while she's still looking at Chimera, she's going to switch to Orcish, assuming that only she and Chimera can speak it. And just... So and then in Orcish... Well, I mean, you can put it on, Andrew. And then in Orcish, she'll just say to Chimera. And to be frank, it's probably going to be useful now and again, so use it when you need it.
Considering the... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Dylan. Go ahead.
Well, considering what they know, we got to work on our story. Right now, what we told them was that we were headed to here on the map to get culinary mushrooms or something. Y'all are bodyguards. You're definitely not a bodyguard, kid. You're homeschooling? I don't know. Research. Bring me along for research. And
I don't know. We
that's the
kind of
story.
saved the yaks yesterday.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm super glad with how it all, like, the fact that we're alive and not either dead or, behind bars right now. That's great. That's fantastic. But until we get back into town, our story is we're going to find mushrooms. On the way back, it's going to be, dang, man, couldn't find any mushrooms. Got a bad lead. I will never financially recover from this. So, that's got to be our story for now. Yes, Anwar.
I just want to state that while it was at the moment very impressive, I am by no means a pyromancer. My fire abilities are quite limited in scope. That was about the extent of what you could see yesterday. That sunburn that I gave that one of the creatures, and then crisping up those other ones. That's about as much as I can do on my own.
You're an arsonist.
I, on the other hand, am a bit more pyromantic, shall we say.
Well, that's great and all, but we gotta keep this magic, gotta keep a lid on this magic, If we're gonna do magic, we gotta make sure no Empire's around to see it, because that's bad news and attention we don't need. If we're gonna
I've already moved once.
If we're gonna sneak this thing back into town, we need to make sure that no one's taking extra precautions on us.
should it be needed, I will be using my magic.
I'm not telling you no magic, no matter, no what. I'm just saying, try not to do it around Imperials or people that would report us for using magic. Just saying.
I can't decide when self-preservation becomes necessary.
Do you understand?
Hunter.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I just told you. I'm not saying it's a strict no. I'm just saying, let's do our best.
Andra, I think he's just trying to say we need to be cautious of who can see what, because we could end up with a lot more attention on us going forward.
And I'm saying that to everybody, not just you. I'm saying that to everybody. Well, except for me, because I'm the only sucker here who can't use magic.
My understanding is Marwan's stuff is more technological than magic, but I suppose that's beside the point. Well, allow me to say something to everyone then. We're presently burning up our daylight, so shall we get moving?
Absolutely.
We have an agreement, though. The next time we come past Imperials, there's no... We're not going to embarrass them. We're not going to attack them unless we have to.
Keeping our heads down.
And our yaks in line.
That was an escape. Never mind. Don't we're keeping our heads down. Keeping our heads down. I've done this 1,000 times. Okay.
All right.
Richard, did it rain in the marsh?
It did not overnight. There were clear skies overnight.
So I pack up my rain catcher without anything collected in it then.
However, if you want to attach it to the cart, there is a typical morning rain. So.
Okay, I will do that. I'll just lift it still assembled and set it in the back.
Okay.
I'd say, does anyone else need their canteen refilled? I drink quite a lot of water myself.
Oh, I definitely do.
Very well.
When I do use some fire magic, it tends to really dry out
me
the
your
pipes.
canteen.
Thank you.
Oh, and let me give you a little
set
sense,
that underneath.
Little sense of your wagon that you got here. So yeah, as you're loading up, you realize that the wagon has multiple compartments. Andrew could probably go through better than I, but there's
Richard,
a few things I wanted to point
I know that's
out.
a top-down view of the axe on the top left, but they immediately looked like a really weird, hairy, like meat on a stick to me.
Okay. Well, in any case, so you've got Daisy and Duchess. Both of them have about 19 HP. I forgot that they're slower than normal. What do you call it? Steeds. So they only go about 40 miles a day, not 50. But that actually happens to work out for the path you're on. You happen to be 40 miles away from Stem Garden right now. So they've only got about 40-foot move speed, but they're pretty strong. Like, you get the sense that they need to ram somebody with one of their horns. They can do a pretty good job. The cart itself is about 10 feet long, 15 feet wide, or the opposite. 10 feet wide and then 15 feet, lengthwise. It's got multiple compartments. Some of them I don't even know if Hunter has shown. Do they not even know about the secret compartment?
I don't know what secret compartment you're referring to.
There must not be one. I think I'm confused.
You must be. 1 second.
On top of it. However, for the sake of keeping everything in one token, I just have this yak on a sled, and I'm just gonna be using that. So if you see yak on a sled, it's the 2 yaks and the wagon. You get the idea.
Yeah. The most storage I would have shown you guys would be kind of in the back where the seating is. There's it's something you can lift and there's storage in there, so it's like stored seating. And a crate or 2 pile of pumpkins on up against the front here.
When Richard, could I do or have done an insight to be like, if he's a smuggler, I bet there's more to this, and I'm not necessarily gonna put him on blast for that, but just for Audra's own suspicion to be like, I bet he's hiding some more stuff in here. Could I do an insight for that?
Yeah, I guess you can do an insight and see.
She's not gonna. Well,
the insight would be on me.
Yeah.
I think you'd need an investigation.
No. So you have an insight that he's probably got some compartments tucked away, but you don't know anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Beyond he's.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not going to change the dynamic or anything, but she definitely.
Yeah, especially from stuff that you heard from Poe and stuff. It seems like he's probably got some stuff somewhere, but he's
so stuff that he's purposefully not showing us for whatever reasons.
Yeah, I mean, if he's shown you some of the secret compartments, you might think, all right, well, that's what it is. Like that's pretty much all you get from the insight.
Okay.
I guess at this point, Anwar would have seen a compartment, and that's it.
Yeah. All right. So, as you head back to the road, you can hear the rain trickle down onto the swamp off in the distance, making its way over to you. And in a mere matter of seconds, it just whoosh, washes over you. The rain is fairly light, but more than a drizzle. Growing up in this region, you are fairly used to this. The hoof steps of the yaks grow squishy as you make your way towards the ferry. A few miles, you're kind of going back to the main road and then heading again towards the ferry. A few miles in, around the expected location of the Imperial Camp, you see 9 Imperial soldiers lined up across the road, 4 of which are on yaks. Hunter, you have seen this sort of thing plenty of times during your travels. It looks like a fairly standard checkpoint, with one major exception.
So when you say across the road, you mean as in blocking our path forward?
As in blocking your path. Yeah. The one major exception to every normal checkpoint you've seen. The soldier in the center of these 9 is a captain. You've all probably seen a captain before, at least in passing. Unlike the standard human soldiers with shields and tridents and scale mail, the captains are sea elves, made evident by their signature blue skin, piercing orange eyes, and black hair. They wear half-plate armor with the mark of the Great Old One on their chest plate. And they wield only a greatsword, also bearing the mark of the Great Old One. On average, they stand slightly taller than their human counterparts, and a bit bulkier too, with all that swimming that they've done. And this captain is no exception. As you get closer, you can hear the rain clang off of their armor, and you get a good enough look at these soldiers to see that the ones riding yaks are the same soldiers that you saw the previous day. The one that was knocked over by Hunter gives him a chilling, stink-eye glare. The captain puts out his hand, signaling for you to halt. What do you do?
As I kind of ease up on everything, I'm gonna kind of wave at him and turn to the guys. All right, be cool, y'all. Be cool. I got this. Hey there, fellas. What's going on?
The captain is going to step forward. He's gonna look at all of you individually and then say, "We have a checkpoint to execute. But before we can get into searches and questions, something must be addressed. Hunter.
Present.
You have caused insult and given great injury to one of my men.
Great injury?
A great injury of insult.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
How can this be repaid?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I did apologize, but I'd be glad to again. You know, it was just misunderstanding.
He's going
to got spooked.
He's going to kind of nudge again, looking at, kind of eyeing over your cart. How can we balance this wrong?
I'm going to kind of like look around. I'm going to lean around, pull up a pumpkin. I got a couple pumpkins. I mean, I need some of them, but I mean, I can let go of a couple of them if you like gourds.
He's gonna grow a little impatient and start motioning over for people to start searching. I'm sure you can offer something better than pumpkins. I'm sure my men will find something. And the people are gonna start going around and start doing kind of the standard search that you've seen done. They're like, move out of the wagon. They need you guys to clear out so they can start searching the wagon, basically.
Okay.
Do you guys get out of the wagon or do you stay in? What are you guys doing?
I'll hop out.
I'll hop out as well.
Now kind of big stretch.
How's everybody riding this time? Who's riding shotgun? Just out of curiosity.
I figured I'd be in the back.
Okay,
yeah.
I guess. Are you in the back as well then, Sid?
Looks like 3 out of the 4 have hopped out.
Audra is definitely staring down, just like until she is specifically asked to get out. She's just gonna be like, I don't know. Especially if she's riding shotgun, she's just like, what do you need me to move for? The stuff's back there. That's not what she's saying out loud, but that's her mentality.
Standard procedure: get out of the cart.
I don't know what you're expecting to find. She's gonna very slowly get up, pull the hood of her robes are probably already up because it's raining. Then just like very slowly slink down.
Oh my god.
Clearly like keeping her hand gripped on her sword and just watching.
They're gonna do a search of the cart.
I'm going to stand near enough to one of the guards that I assume like some are searching and some are watching us.
Mm-hmm. You've got a routine, Hunter. I know what you're.
Yeah.
Go ahead and describe.
I'm gonna kind of act a little uncomfortable. Just put my hand up to my face and kind of, get close enough to where this dude can hear me mutter like, just leave the driver's box alone. Just leave that alone.
Go ahead and roll deception.
Ooh.
All right, yeah.
Like I'm talking to myself.
Yeah, one of them's gonna kind of move.
What? Huh?
And they're gonna go into that box.
So they're like fiddling with the driver's
Yeah.
seating.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing. You don't need to worry about.
But we have found something. And they're gonna pull out a jug. What is it? A jug or what would you call it?
Oh, this would be like a kind of a rack of the jars with the moonshine that Anwar saw the night before.
Are they those jugs with like the X's across them?
No, not those. They're like a bunch of smaller jars, and they each have like cinnamon sticks and apple slices and sugar in there.
Ooh, yummy.
So it's like apple pie moonshine.
Oh yes, please.
and also like a little cigar box with a handful of cheap cigars in there.
Captain's gonna kind of stroll over, looking so confident and pompous, and
y'all
look down, say, "Would you prefer whiskey or cigars?" And the the stink eye guy, he's gonna be like, "Cigars, give me cigars." And so he's gonna pull out 2 cigars and say, "There you go, sir. I believe we're even now. Now I can ask you some questions. I must first ask, if you are going to search for mushrooms, what is with the pumpkins? Why bring so many with you?"
The yaks love them.
This is yak food.
I mean, you also can stew it, cook it it's very versatile. It keeps well. We can eat it for weeks. If we run out of field rations, feed it to the yaks when they want it, switch it up a little bit. Why do you carry food around? What do you mean?
Just seems odd is all, your story about getting mushrooms. You're looking for truffles. Seems kind of odd that a farmer could hire so many to join him on his search.
Well, I mean, them two, I promised a cut. I haven't quite paid them yet, but so they're going to be getting a cut off the end. And little guy there, he just wants to do some research on fungus life or something about the ecosystem.
Go ahead and roll deception.
I'd like to assist.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'd like to science-splain to the guards to kind of back up his... It's like, actually...
to the point where they're not going to want to keep listening.
Right, exactly. Like, I'm going to just actually their technical term is called, and then it's the scientific name for truffles. Like, they produce a very amazing oil that can be used in a number of different ways. And, he's going to just keep blathering on and on.
All right, yeah, you get him advantage with that. So go ahead, roll out one more time, see if you can get even higher than 17, 14. Okay. They're just like, shut up.
Okay, I had graphs.
But 17 was good enough though, and they're just like, okay, whatever, fine. But the captain is going to approach Anwar. Gonna kind of look at your fiery, ashy hair, your eyes, and say, "You are a Genasi of the Flame, are you not?"
I am. That's what they tell me.
I have heard of your people, yet I've never seen one in person. Is it true what they say that you can summon fire at will?
Some can. Depends on the Genasi. It's an old. Some people think that it might be a recessive trait, pass through. It's hard to say, but on occasion, the blessing of the sun goddess shows itself in certain people.
There's no blessing of the sun goddess. There's merely genetics of which you clearly have been gifted. But be careful. You should not play with fire recklessly.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will keep that in mind.
It's gonna turn over to Chimera. And he's not quite as tall as you, but he's still like 6'2", 6'3". He's fairly tall. Gonna walk up to you very curiously, and he's gonna say, I've got grounds for bringing you in for questioning right now. But I'm willing to let all of this go if you would submit yourself to one test.
What kind of test?
Let me touch your face.
Audra tightens her grip on her sword and takes half a step forward.
If you are who you say you are, you have nothing to fear.
I'm sorry, darling. How is that a test? Exactly.
We've been trying to track down a green hag. One who can push images of herself. One who our intelligence tells us has been passing herself off as a beautiful, green-skinned, tall woman with multiple racial traits. You fit that bill pretty well.
Wow, that's profiling.
Hunter.
It is what it is. But I'm afraid that given everything, given the magic that you displayed, I must know. Let me touch your face, because I know that a true hag will be wrinkly and boily underneath the illusion that she displays.
He learns I'm a body snatcher.
Hey guys, it's been fake the whole time. Everything Sydney said about her character is false.
Of course, if that's what you need.
He's gonna go over and just first kind of gently rub your cheek and feels how soft it is, and then he's gonna go up and just feel down like a blind person feeling a face, but probably a little more invasive. Just like
creepy thing that John Travolta does in Face Off.
Maybe it's been a long time since I've seen that movie, but maybe he's just going to feel down the very beginning of wrinkles on your 38-year-old orc face, and then go down your nose and feeling your tusks into your lips, and then just going down to your chin. You say, "Very well, I'm satisfied. By the way, should you wish to earn some coin, I could offer you a bounty scroll if you would like to hunt down this witch. We're always looking for independent contractors. And you seem like you've proved yourselves to be capable fighters. If you're interested, I can give it to you."
Yes, actually.
Very
While
well.
we're out here, we might as well.
Fetch a soldier to go get it. You notice that, on an offshoot path leads to what appears to be the camp with large, looks like just trunks with no gaps in between, with spikes up top, carved in, leading all around. So you kind of see that off in the distance as he goes over there. And then he's finally going to go over to Audra. Audra, is it?
It is.
My men tell me that you risked your own life leaping out of the cart and going in to help defend my men and their yaks. This is true?
It's true. I'd hope perhaps the defense would be worthy of some sort of reward toward us for helping out.
So I have heard. And he's gonna pull out a gold coin and flick it over to you.
She's gonna do the, that kind of catch where you just, snap it out of the air.
That will get you halfway towards your goal of the ferry. You were asking for a discount. There's 50%. You were right to ask the Empire for help. And you were right to help defend the Empire. There's more where that came from should you wish to help out more later. Speaking of which, I've actually decided that we're going to offer our protection free of charge. And we will help you get to the ferry in one piece. And if any other foul creatures should approach, our men will be there to help you. You've already got it acquainted with them. I'm sure you'll get along just fine on your way to the ferry.
We don't want to cause extra problems.
Oh no, I insist.
Now, that's very generous, y'all. I think that's just so generous. You know what? I appreciate that. An escort by the Empire's finest. I think that's just we'll be about as cozy as we can be.
My thoughts exactly. Well, I believe our work's done here. If there's anything else good. Oh yes, the scroll, and the soldier's gonna run over. Here it is, and he's gonna pass it off to you. Here you go. It's 500. Dead or alive, but preferred dead. You really don't have anything to do with her alive, unfortunately.
That's a lot. You better look for this witch hag thing.
Yes, we've successfully taken out her 2 sisters, but she still remains.
Whew.
I'll take the scroll and put it in my pack.
Do be careful, she's quite a tricky one. Much trickier than the other 2.
Right on, right on. Well, thank
All
you.
right.
I guess we will be, smell you later and all that.
Very well, then be on your way. And do take care. And he's gonna circle up the 4 that you recognize on yaks, and they're gonna kind of form into place, 2 on each side, and wait for you to go so they can follow right behind you.
Sure.
The second that old handsy is looking away, at any point, if she can just turn and just do a really quick
As we're all kind of getting back up there, I'm gonna grab 4 of those little jars, and to the guard say, I can tell you're still kind of sore about yesterday, so there's no hard feelings. How about each of y'all grab a jar, my little thank you and sorry, and smooth things over, and we can forget any of this ever happened. What do you think? Supposed to go to a wedding, but they won't miss a couple.
So you've kind of got 4 of them going here. One is kind of more of the leader-ish, and he's kind of hesitant, I don't know, drinking on a jar. I don't know if that's kind of the thing. You've got the guy who is mad at you. He's like, fuck yeah, and he's gonna take it. There's another one who, just by his facial expressions and grabbing it and analyzing it, seems to be kind of the Anwar of the group. He's kind of oh yes, look at this. I wonder what he did with this. And the 4th one is just heck yeah, all right, party time, and he's gonna kind of stick that away. So you don't know their names, but you might have picked up on their attitudes are reminiscent of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So from a meta perspective, if you need to tell between the 4, that's basically that's how you can identify them.
Cool.
So you can.
So wait, did he knock over the Raphael one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
you idiot! You fucking idiot!
I'm just gonna reroll my
That's why we're in
now.
this situation.
He might not have been the Raphael before you knocked him over, but he's definitely the Raphael now.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
I'll
God.
just roll up a new character. You guys, I'll
Gonna get
let
us
you know
killed.
then.
So it's not exactly like their personalities, but if you had to like judge on a scale, that's where they'd fall in the 4. So they two of them take, actually 3 of them take it. The leader, after seeing his other 3 men take it, he's like, right, and he just takes it and tucks it away. None of them are drinking it now though, but they're tucking it away for like later. So
Didn't expect him to. It's all good.
all right, and then if you continue on, they'll kind of follow you from just a little over 30 feet away. Seems to be kind of standard practice for them. And so you're just gonna march along for a ways to go. It's gonna take you pretty much the whole day. It's a good like 40 miles to make it over to the ferry.
Is it raining the entire time?
It is raining until about midday, and it's about the time that the rain stops that the yaks are starting to seem a bit tired. It's about time for a lunch break, theoretically, if you want to, or do you want to just keep on pushing on? And
Whenever the rain does stop up, Audra will collapse her rain catcher after giving Anwar his now refilled canteen.
okay.
And then like if for the time that they're traveling, Anwar would probably notice that she is just like sitting in the back, like pondering this gold coin she was given, like for basically the whole ride, just staring at it.
You know, if you keep staring at it, I think you'll eventually burn a hole through it.
I was just thinking about doing something similar, actually. That's for
What does that mean?
About staring at it?
Marwan. You saw me turn that other gold into gold chains yesterday, yes?
Yes.
I can do similar things with just about any bit of metal. Just thinking about whether or not I actually want to use this tarnished money.
Wait, so you finally got the discount you wanted, and you're not even going to use it for the discount?
There's a difference between a discount and being given money from the Empire.
And either way, you're taking favors from those fascists.
One's a bit more tangible, though, Hunter.
That's wishy-washy. Alright, these yaks need a rest. Let's get them fed up. You
All right,
girls are getting some pumpkin.
You stop and you feed your yaks some pumpkins, and the soldiers kind of look around like, oh, they're actually feeding the yaks pumpkins.
Oh yeah, the yaks, they'll definitely like perk up. I just set one in front of them, and they're like, one hoof, smash it, and start going to town. Like,
The 3 of them are going to start kind of like eating some rations, and Raph is gonna light a cigar, be like, oh yeah, glad we could work things out.
You know, me too. I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
I hope I never see you again after.
Oh, feelings mutual, friend.
Glad we're on the same page. Unless anybody wants to do anything with this situation, we can just move on.
So we are like stopping for a meal.
Yeah, you kind of stopped for a lunch break. Yeah.
Okay. Audra would try to do this like privately, so I guess like it's a matter of anybody trying to see what she's doing. But she would go over to like. So what kind of plants are in this swamp, Richard?
I don't know. I'm not a botanist.
Oh, but are there, well, are there like are there
there's
trees?
there's
of
lilies.
sorts?
There's all sorts of different kinds of grass. There's
Okay. Are there trees?
There are trees. There's lots of like twisting trees and vines. It all looks very ugly.
Okay.
You see a lot of trees that are like dead, but they're not falling over. It's like if you just had like undead trees.
Okay.
Creepy.
Audra's gonna.
Some of them are hollowed out. Others, yeah, they just all. It looks like a creepy ass swamp.
Audra would try to find one that's still hanging on. That's not quite dead.
Mm-hmm.
And she would go over to it, and she's gonna use her speech of beast and leaf.
Okay.
And like I said, she's trying to do this privately, but you know, whatever people see, I guess they see.
Cut all of that.
Say it again.
Maybe I can hear you guys.
Oh yeah, can you hear us?
You alright?
Keep going.
Okay.
So she'd walk over to a tree, and she's just gonna like place her hand on it and use her speech of beast and leaf and just say like, if you're able, let the Leshy know that this crew is very much still out to get her. Although at the moment they seem preoccupied with us. And she's just gonna leave it at that.
Okay. You do not get a reply from them, but you.
Well, I can't get a reply anyway with that thing.
Okay.
It's literally just me talking to them and them understanding what I say, but they don't have to even be able, like, they don't even have to like have a language or a intelligence, whatever. I can just tell them things, but there's nothing written about ever getting anything back. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, you don't know what happens with that, but you do pass on that message to them.
Yep.
To the tree. Does anybody else do anything with their lunch break? The guards seem like they're pretty, you know, they're not trying to start anything with you if you're not going to start anything with them. But
it's not like a very pointed, like, I'm avoiding this one in particular, but there is, like, minor, like, that was kind of strange. I am keeping a little bit of a buffer distance here. But also being very polite about it because they are being very lenient right now. So.
Actually, whenever we get back moving, Audra will probably talk to Chimera again. Whenever we start moving again.
Okay. Anything else then before you start moving again? All right. You start moving again. If you have something to say, go ahead and say that, and then we'll get into closer to nightfall.
I imagine, generally speaking, Audra and Chimera are the ones switching between back and front since they're the muscle. Just so one can have eyes forward, one can have eyes back. So wherever you are now, Audra will like turn to wherever you are and just tap you on the shoulder. Just, hey, everything fine with the, you know, face touch there?
It was just a little bit more intimate than I would have preferred. A little too lingering, perhaps.
Yeah. Well, the few that have tried a similar thing with me have regretted it. So if you ever need any backup or something, you know, you just let me know.
I appreciate it, but I'm not going to pick a fight with them here now if I can avoid it. If suffering their company for a couple of hours is all it's going to take, then we can do that. So far, he's left me alone since then, so it's fine.
None of the ones getting fresh.
It was the captain that did that thing, and captain he didn't go, so you haven't seen a captain in a long time.
Yeah, just it's a general like.
Yeah.
None of the ones that got fresh with me were ever Empire either. But regardless, if you need the assistance, I'd be happy to.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Alright, so time moves on, and as you get close to the ferry, the sun approaches the golden hour, breaking through the clouds, beaming rays of sunlight directed into your eyes. You avert your gaze to avoid staring directly into the sun. And the sun eventually is eclipsed by a tall, fortified tower, atop which is a bright torch so bright it nearly rivals the sun's rays itself. The tower is surrounded by a thick wall, which shares the same design as the wall that surrounds Stem Garden. The road you're on leads directly to an iron gate, again, the same design as the gates that you're used to going through all the time in Stem Garden. As you approach the gate, a guard from up top, crossbow in hand, shouts down to you. Who goes there?
Got an escort? We're crossing.
You want the ferry?
Yeah. Yep. That's us.
This guy wants a ferry! And they're just like wait an awkward like 30 seconds, and eventually the gate will open, and they'll start bringing you in, and the 4 behind you is gonna follow into to the walls.
Ugh, they accompanied us far enough. You'd think they could find something else to do.
They're making a point.
Yep. So this is kind of a example,
Ooh.
not a one for one, but a kind of example of the kind of tower that you see, like huge overhead, with of course the Great Old One's banner just right along the side, always making everlasting presence known. But this is no mere lighthouse. This is a fortress. And not far off, a traffic card guides your wagon down to the marina, which is filled with warships of varying sizes, each loaded with cannons and ballistas. The strong smell of salt water, pierces the air as you're guided onto a ramp and then up onto a ferry. The ferry of which is just like a small cog ship, dwarfed in size by the warships that surround it. Within a few minutes of getting settled in, you're off, unless anybody has anything. The guards that followed you will stop at the dock, and they're going to be like, well, it's been a pleasure. Hope to never see you again.
Back.
We'll be enjoying these tonight.
Yeah, have fun.
Richard, question. The ferry,
Yeah.
It's 2 gold round trip or 2 gold one way?
2 gold one way.
Okay. Well, then before we board, Andra's gonna have to be like, to lean over to probably Chimera, if that's who she's talking to most of the time, and just, Chimera, fighter to fighter here. Do you think I could borrow gold from you?
Of course. No,
Thanks.
I'll pass our gold.
I've only got the 1. Thanks.
Yeah, you're going to see like an old cranky man. Hey there! Gold! 2 gold for the trip! Hey up now!
Audra will do that. She like just drops the 2 right into his hand.
There, thank you very much. Now can be on our way. If you don't have your sea legs, I suggest holding on to something. As you sail across the strait, the sun sets over the ocean to the west. The orange ray of the sun cuts through the rippling water like a sun blade, splitting the ocean in two. It's a beautiful, tranquil moment, interrupted by whoa, the wake from a passing warship, big enough to rock your whole boat. I need all of you to make dex saves.
Fuck.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh, we got some good dex saves in here.
There it is. There it is.
Oh, the 2 people in
Had to
heavy
pay for
armor.
my 20.
The 2 people in the heavy
Luck
armor
today?
just fall right over.
Do you...
That was the water sid.
Do you use luck, or do you just accept it as is?
Oh! I can use that for luck! Ooh! Hold on. Wait.
There's definitely a
Wait.
timeline where you go flying.
Yeah, and that's probably going to be the fluff that I
Directly
used.
into the mouth of the Kraken.
Fucking A!
There's a lot of timelines where that happens, as it turns out.
Just all of them, actually.
Chimera is Doctor Strange doing the thing to find the one where she doesn't fall off.
It's not infinite timelines. It's only like kind of timelines that are close to each other. So rather than the one where you get like launched off the boat, instead you get kind of launched and like lose your grip, but you're able to catch yourself. But you are definitely the one who is rocked the most. When you
Andra's
catch
gonna
yourself,
place a hand on you to like help you up.
you catch yourself and you look up to see the flying banner of the Great Old One on blue sails, towering high above you, headed towards the ocean. When you reach... Sorry, go ahead.
So I just want to check something real quick.
Okay.
Okay. When I put my hand on her as she's recovering, I want to like very slyly just say like, next time you'll do better, as I give her guidance.
Okay. when you reach the other, by the time you reach the other side, it's completely dark. The night sky is lit only by the lighthouse. As the ship docks up on the ramp, you can well, sorry, I just want to say, as the ship docks and the ramp is set up for you to unload your yaks in your wagon, you notice that this lighthouse, this fortress, is pretty much the exact same fortress as the one on the other side, just in reverse. But it's twin lighthouses that you can kind of see. You can barely see the light over on the other end from 10 miles away, but it's just kind of twin posts, each heavily fortified fortress. Same walls, same general design when you come in. As you come off the docks,
guidance lasts a minute, so never mind, Sid. But Audra was trying to do you a solid.
The skipper, or whatever he is, just kind of says, will you be needing lodging for the night, or will you be heading off in the dark?
I think we should, we can go. We can keep heading, right?
Yeah, we'll be hitting the road.
Are you sure the Empire can offer lodging for a fee?
We're used to roughing it.
Yeah,
Who
we're
doesn't
trying
like
to get
camping
this.
under there? Great outdoors.
Well,
That's right. We're trying to get this boy some exposure to the wilderness.
been a pleasure doing business with you then. Carry on now. And some
Have a
guards are
safe
going to
night.
escort you out towards the gate and basically give you the boot. Like, all right, it's been good seeing you. Good luck on your journey. It's the middle of the night. You're probably going to die, and goodbye.
The second we're clear from them, in a very similar fashion of how she scrubbed her face, this time she's gonna do that kind of heebie-jeebie dance, that little just gotta shake it off. Just gotta shake that off.
Yeah. It was a long journey stuck with us.
It's a long day.
It is a long day, and it's about time to make camp. Your yaks have had one hell of a day, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So-
Are we camping pretty much just outside of the walls of the other side then?
I mean, maybe you can go like a mile or so, but
Okay.
yeah, you're, I imagine, pretty close by.
Gotcha.
And you also have a question, or I have a question for you. Is we have 2 paths you could potentially go. Well, I guess technically 3. You've got a road that splits off to the left and splits off to the right. It's 60 miles by road, which means a day and a half. Or, as I see you've drawn on here, you can just get off the road completely and go in, but it's going to be rough terrain. It's going to be a lot harder to navigate through, find the spots to get through. It's going to be half speed. Either way, it's going to be a day and a half to get to where you're going. Question is, do you want to go by one of the main roads and stick to that, or do you want to venture in and rough terrain it?
I forged those chains myself. I trust their hardiness if we wish to take the direct path.
I mean,
If we do need to repair something between Audra and I, we definitely can fix up the cart. We can't say the same for the yaks though. If one of them breaks, we're kind of SOL.
yep. I think if we're gonna stick to the story, we got to stick to the main road. They know where we're going and that we're coming back, so nothing suspicious. I think.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
I'm fine with taking the road as well.
Same.
I imagine besides guards, it's probably safer than going. This is still swampland, right?
Oh yeah, the roads are much easier, and once you get off the roads, it's a freaking trek to. You gotta.
Then yes, I would like to stay on the roads.
All right.
Very well. My chains will still do just fine on a paved road as well.
Okay. With that decision, I would like to take a break. We're about at that point anyway. I just
Sorry,
need
did we
to,
say left or right, or did we just say road?
Oh yeah. If you can head left, just based off the map that Poe gave you, heading left is looks like a smaller camp along the coast, whereas if you head right, that's leading to like a major 4-way intersection, so the camp's probably going to be larger.
Audra votes left.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Hopefully less face
Smaller.
touching if we go left.
Smaller camp, smaller problems. Hopefully.
Alrighty. Okay. Well, we will say that you make camp nearby, and let's just take a break for now, and then we'll get into it when we come back from break.
Woo!
All right. BRB stream.
Alrighty.
Okie dokie. We're back after story time.
You make your way back. You have crossed the channel to the other side of the pond, as they say. You've trekked quite a ways. Your yaks, at least, if not you, were kind of ready for a long rest even before you got on the ferry. Now you're off the ferry. You're pretty exhausted. Would somebody like to make a survival check to see if they can find a spot to camp for the night that is not, kind of in the immediate Imperial area?
Sounds like Hunter, you good on that?
Yeah.
If anybody would like to assist, you can give them.
Yeah,
advantage.
Audra could totally assist on that. She's decent.
Tight. And this isn't a route I would be familiar with, right?
No, you only kind of hugged the north on the other side, so this is all new.
Gotcha.
22. Yeah. You kind of venture off for a while, and you find that there is an old abandoned building that has completely been destroyed. All that's really left is the foundation and maybe some of the stone that kind of goes up a foot or two. But it's got a nice kind of clear area though, so it's kind of a good place to make for camp. There's a couple trees for Chimera to set up her tent if she wants to. It kind of has everything that you need. So yeah, you can go on in there and do that. I am going to... Do I have something for this? Maybe I don't. Okay, so yeah, I take it you have a similar setup as before.
Might as well.
Probably.
Yeah. If there's anything we could do to hide the campfire smoke or light or anything, like hanging up blankets or doing anything like that,
Okay.
I'd try and do that.
All right, and for your makeshift, what do you call it? Your makeshift alarm thing.
Mm-hmm.
How many feet of rope or string do you have to work with that? Because it's it's a fairly large amount of perimeter. If you're trying to get around an entire camp, that's a lot of feet of...
It is.
stuff.
I have 50 feet of rope. I can help with that.
I'm double checking to make sure I actually bought it. I may have forgotten it when I had to redo my inventory, but I would have sworn I grabbed some fishing line, which would have had...
Oh yeah, okay, that'd be plenty. That'd be a lot there probably.
Fishing tackle, yeah. So I would have used ultra thin line, and I would kind of spool it out into different areas.
And what kind of loud things do you think you'd attach to it?
Well, I do have a bell, because of course I do. I have a pot and stuff, but if I'm cooking with it, then I can't use that. But I do have... Oh, I've got I've got some pitons. So I've got a bell and some pitons that I could use to kind of do deer chimes kind of stuff with.
Okay.
I also have arrows that I could use.
If it's helpful, Audra can offer up her crowbar for it too.
Okay. So all of you are kind of making camp for the night, similar to before. Do you have anything you want to be discussing, group discussion or anything, or do you want to pick who is doing watch and go from there?
Audra definitely wants to survey these ruins, but she can do that when she's on her watch, I suppose.
Okay.
I mean, we could do a once-over while I'm setting the alarms if you want.
That's true, because both Tony and Audra are both very curious what this maybe used to be.
Sure.
Same.
Especially if we were getting closer to wherever this head or whatever is, she would especially want to know what's around here.
Yeah, each of you can roll investigation, or if one of you is better at it, you could roll it at advantage.
I'll give you advantage on that one.
I'm flat.
I have plus
Do you
3.
have? Yeah. So.
You have a +3?
I do.
All right.
So I can do it with advantage.
All right, go ahead and
21.
21 is pretty darn good, yeah. Yeah, you look around, and as you're surveying, you eventually, as you're feeling around, first of all, yeah, you see that there's a fair amount of stonework. Doesn't seem that expertly crafted. It's certainly not, dwarf stone cutting or anything like that. Kind of rough around the edges, but it gets the job done. But eventually you find, kind of sticking out of some of the mud is some glass from like broken mason jar type things. It looks like you have stumbled upon what was like an old trash pit at one point. It's just kind of over time, just with the swamp, it's just kind of sometimes like pushes it back up to the surface. So yeah, you find some broken glass. If you, I don't know, are you wanting to dig through broken glass or not, or do you want to just be like, okay, well, whatever?
Actually, I'll call over Adra.
Yes. What is it? What have you found?
I found some broken glass and maybe some trash. I know you have that that quick fix-it spell. I think if you just have a piece of it, you can reassemble it to what it once was.
Here, let me grab my shovel. We'll get this.
Is that true with mending? Do I only need a piece of it?
I don't know if you only need one piece, but I think if there's a substantial amount of it, I think you could just, like a broken glass jar.
Yeah. Okay. As long as the break or tear is no larger than 1 foot in any dimension, you can mend it.
I think theoretically, with enough of the pieces that are there, if we were to dig it up,
Richard, here's the
puzzle it,
reform it.
It says a single break, but like if I'm mending piece by piece, I mean, I don't know. That'd be up to you, Richard.
This is mend.
This is mending. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd
Maybe
say
shattered glass things too much.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, I think just there's too many pieces of the breaks that it's just like it's beyond mending at this point.
It might be a little beyond what I can do, Marwan. However, when we do come upon that head, I do have something I could do to perhaps glean a little more information about it.
But yeah, if Hunter's got a shovel and you start looking through, you can see some like remnants. So you find some arrowheads. You might find a tusk or two. You might find some teeth and like just kind of one of them's held on like a very faint line that was probably a necklace at one point. You get the sense that this place is probably decades old, but not like hundreds of years old, not like just happened a couple of years ago. It seems in the realm of like a small number of decades old at this point. But yeah, and so you do find some things, but a lot of it is just so weathered, so dirty, so broken at this point that it's hard to really make up of anything. But clearly it seemed like there was some kind of culture here at one point that is a little more tribal, not that great with stonework, before the Empire came in.
Decades old. Is there any way to glean, like, if it was gnolls or goblins or orcs that once were here?
Yeah, why don't you roll either survival, nature, or history?
It was on an 11.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not quite sure if it was like orc or goblin. It was something. Well, just by the stonework, you're guessing probably not goblin. Much more likely to be like hobgoblin or orc.
Right. Well, in any case, it doesn't seem like they've been here for quite some time, so I think this is a good spot.
Yep.
Who wants to take the first watch?
I took last this time. I don't mind taking first.
Early morning for me. I can deal with that.
I'll get the middle then.
And Anwar, do you want to double up with somebody like you did last time, or do you want to take your own shift this time?
We only need 3, right?
It's an 8-hour rest, right? And
I guess it depends on how you divide it.
I think a long hour rest is if you look at the ruling of long hour rest, it basically says you can have a 2-hour watch as part of your long rest.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it would take all 4 of you, I think.
Gotcha.
Then I'll take one of the middle ones.
Okay. I'll roll something real quick. Okay. Audra, on your watch, nothing seems to happen. Things go pretty easily.
Okay.
And so, was it Chimera that's next, or?
Yeah, I do wanna. When I wake her up for her watch, I wanna just share a quick word.
Okay, go ahead.
So I wake her up for her watch. Your turn, Chimera. Can I share something with you just briefly?
She'll roll out of her hammock and kind of start, like, gathering her things to have close by, and she just kind of looks up and, of course, go ahead.
Well, not that we're being forced at the moment, but should we have to choose with this Leshy versus Empire hunting down Leshy, at the moment I am inclined to side with her, not them. I'm not trying to sway you or cause any discord among the group. I just thought it best to let you know where my thinking currently lies.
I can tell you very, very plainly that as far as the Empire is concerned, I generally do not side with them. If she is what they say she is, then we have the bounty on hand. And if not, then if not.
Yes. Well, you and I both know the stories of her kind. As I said, no one's forcing us to make that choice, but should it come to that, that's where I stand.
All right. Thank you for telling me.
Right. Alert me if you need anything with your watch. I feel comfortable still sleeping in my armor, so I can hop to it if need be.
Of course.
I've forgotten to ask this up until now, but when you guys each like watch, like where do you go? Do you just kind of like stay in the center near the fire? Do you like hop up on top of the wagon? Do you climb a tree? Like what do you do for your watch?
Audra probably sits right by the fire.
Okay.
She's probably like right by the fire, like hands on the hilt, like blade down like that, just like sitting up and just alert.
Okay.
Chimera probably kind of veers away from the fire, more likely. And she's not like making circles around it, but she doesn't rest in one place for too terribly long before she tries to like move around to get like to survey another spot.
Okay.
Staying inside the sound makey zone though, or at least being very mindful if she decides to pass it.
Okay. At some point, you are going to hear the alarm go off to the north side. Roll me a perception check.
Motherfucker.
Perception. Audra sleeps in her armor.
You look over to the north side.
Guess what? It's a +0. Boom, boom. Oh, whoa. Hate that.
All right. You see. Let's just put you kind of on a log over here. You see some rustling very close to Daisy and Duchess. There's not going to be a surprise. You can quickly roll initiative to see if you want to try. But you do not see anything other than the rustling of grass and mud a little bit. But other than that, you do not see anything. But I want to give you a chance to quickly respond if you want to.
This is why Audra sleeps in her armor when she can.
I heard ya.
If you want to alert people, if you want to go investigate, if you want to run over there, whatever you want to do. Let me put you over. You may.
So it's. Oh, look at that! I have a little hammock.
You do, yeah.
Is it like around here, probably, or?
Yeah, you heard it to the north of Daisy and Duchess, so north of the wagon.
Being that close,
Okay.
can I roll a perception, maybe with disadvantage since I'm sleeping?
Sure. Yeah, given that you are probably accustomed to your own trap that you've made while you're out on the road quite a bit, you've accustomed to hearing it. Yeah, you hear it go off. You're still kind of groggy just being in bed, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and start to make my way over there. As I do though, I'm gonna send the echo over there first though, because hell no.
Why did I not think to grab the echo again? I am so
sorry.
dumb. I don't know why. Literally, like, I put so much thought into your echo recently, and I didn't think to grab the token for it.
Hey Sid, does that echo work like can you see and hear through that like a familiar, or is it just
You
like
can later.
Okay. I'm just curious.
There's a scout edition of the echo that comes later.
Gotcha. So at the moment it's just bait?
Yep.
Okay, I was just curious. By the way, I was just looking something up because I found an article that was like, the Echo Knight breaks the game. And according to Crawford, because
I'm not going off of... No, we changed it.
Oh, the thing where it can supposedly just go straight up into the air, too?
Yeah. No, we're not doing
No, that's
that.
dumb. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
What is it?
Because it has no speed, it can move any direction, according to Crawford. I think it was Crawford. It might have been the other guy.
No, it is Crawford, and it's a bunch of ramifications that...
Who says it can move in any direction, literally straight up or down on any axis, because it's not a creature and has no
to treat
speed.
it like a creature, and we are treating it in a manner of that is her in another timeline.
Yeah.
And unless she can fly and phase through walls.
No, that makes so much more sense, for sure. Like, I was reading that, I was like, this doesn't seem right. Like, I know, like, that's the sage advice, but I was like, I don't agree with this.
Yeah.
That just feels like you would just make
putting her
and then shoot arrows.
Right.
Well, that's putting her over there.
Literally what they were saying is like, if you could do this, then you could just take on flying creatures. And if it's itself not a creature, it also then can't be targeted by most things.
Right. Yeah.
Like, it's like, this
really,
doesn't make sense.
No, it's very game breaking if you don't treat it like a creature.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you put your echo somewhere around Duchess or something?
Yeah. Like I'm 5, 10, 10, 15, 20, 25, so probably like right around in there.
Okay.
Just like full go, and then she's gonna have her sword kind of drawn and at the ready.
Okay. Hunter, having heard it, is there anything that you do? No eyes on anything. You just hear your bell go off.
Oh, I need to unequip my armor.
I grabbed the dagger that I've got. I think I probably, in this situation, I'm not wearing armor, but I still have the dagger strapped to my leg.
Okay.
So I'll kind of pull that up and like peek over the sides and try to find the source of the trigger.
Okay. Oh, Kamira, you have one less luck point. You've already used one today.
Oh yeah, I have it reflected on my D&D Beyond page, but not here.
Hey Richard, I can't see anyone's bars, by the way. Should that be needed?
I don't think you need to see it. Well, why is that not showing? Do I need to go in advanced settings?
It wasn't showing when I ran Rat Kings either, to be fair.
Yeah, they changed how everything works.
But
I don't know why they changed it. You used to have like a clear option of like
I think
people can see this, these people can see that.
I think it's if you click on it and you know how like it has the fields where you can fill in the digits for the bars. I think it's the drop down menu right next to that where it says like view or something like that. And then you can say like visible to players, visible to whatever. I think that's where you do it.
Got it.
Yeah. Because they did change it a bunch.
Okay, so sorry, just give me a moment. Why don't, how about everybody rolls initiative while I'm fixing this?
Okay. And I also have a DM question for you, Richard, when you're able.
What's up?
So with my Forge Cleric +1 thing, it says that lasts until the end of my long rest. But like, you know, obviously it's not like it's +1 while I'm sleeping and magically when I wake up it's just not in that moment, you know? Mm-hmm. So like, what would you say like is the cutoff point for when that +1 goes away? Like, cause if a rest is 8 hours, would we say it's like 4 hours into it is when it officially goes away? Cause like in this instance, since I went to sleep, mm-hmm. you would assume it would go away, but wording in the thing says it lasts until the end of my long rest.
Then I think it would be till the end of your long rest then, so during the watch doesn't count. So you're fine. You're still your +1. Okay.
So we'll just say
if that's the wording of it, that's how
it's it's kind of weird the way it is. So do we want to just say it like fizzles out around the time I am normally waking up in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I've got everybody now. Is everybody good? Everybody can see each other's stuff?
Yep.
Oh, I need to set it for all of Anwar's things. Is it Anwar now instead of Anwar? Ryan, I've heard you pronounce it Anwar today.
People keep saying Anwar. I'd say Anwar.
Okay.
Both Anwar and Audra are both soft days.
The Echo, I am not going to bother putting in the 1 HP. Yeah. It's there.
You need to bother with it. No, I'm kidding. It's fine.
I like the idea of having a bar for 1 HP.
All right, so we've got Audra got an 18 as well as Hunter, but Hunter's got the higher, so we'll give her a 17.9. Chimera got a 6. Anwar got a 3. And since there's still a bit of a mystery, I'm just going to roll my die because I don't necessarily want to say what it is yet.
We know it's an it.
Damn it!
Oh no, it's of the it class.
Yeah. All right. Hunter, you were able to kind of think on your feet quickly. You grabbed your knife or whatever it was, and you look over. You still don't see anything. You just, like, if you were to look over, you just see some rustling. But that's about it. Is there anything else you do? Do you wake people up? What do you do?
Let's see.
So far, you don't. It could be nothing. I could have been doing all this for absolutely nothing.
Yeah, right.
That's why they call him Red Herring Richard.
Yep.
I'm gonna sheath my dagger and grab the bow and arrows and sling them over my shoulder, and then as sneaky as I can, I'm going to kind of pop off this way around the bushes and around and see if I can get a good vantage on them.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and run over there.
And I'll roll a stealth. Ugh. I'm groggy. That's fine.
Okay.
Do you see anything from over here?
No, you see nothing. Audra is asleep right now. I don't think anyone's woken her.
Yeah.
So
can I roll something to see if the noise would have woke me up? Because like I'm also relatively near the wagon.
Yeah, you could use your turn to roll perception, see if you at least wake up.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking my perception.
Hunter didn't roll that well on his stealth, so you might wake up.
Well.
No, no, you're.
Well, Otter's out. That's her snoring covered
her
up.
Snoring is just too loud.
Yep.
So, Hunter. Good news is you successfully intervened between some shadow wolves and Duchess. So they're gonna attack you instead because you got up right where they were about to go.
Seeing these shadow wolves, can I, as a reaction?
You do not see them until they strike you.
Upon getting struck, I yell, "Oh hell!"
Yes.
All right, cool. Whoa, I like that artwork
Yeah,
for these.
so they're kind of translucent. They blend in with the night, but the thing that really gives them away when they fade into visibility is their glowing green eyes. They got vicious teeth. I mean, they're basically they're medium sized, so they're like fairly regular size wolves, but the way that they're kind of translucent, they fade in and out of being visible is Sydney, you're not a PC.
I'll do what I want.
Is that like are they like written as invisible in the shadows or something? Because that's super dope, like as a creature design.
I can go over what they are a bit later. But in any case, right now I'm calling them shadow wolves because that's all people would refer to them.
I'm gonna guess blink dogs.
maybe
Shadow
maybe
wolves.
not. So they're the shadow wolves are going to come over, and each of them are going to they would actually be right next to each other when they go at it. It's just I don't have the space for it. So they are both going to be rolling. Well, not only that, but they're invisible until the moment they strike and attack. So they are going to be rolling these with advantage. So.
I hate that. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and die.
No, one of them rolled a 2 and a 1, so one of them doesn't hit you.
Oh, hold up.
Hold up, what?
I think I may have something for this.
For invisibility?
I can move up to half my speed as a reaction when an enemy ends its turn within 5 feet of me.
Yes, their turn's not over.
But it's as a reaction.
Yes. Basically, you get hurt and you can skedaddle. That's what your thing can do.
Okay, cool.
So, one of them rolled a total of 22.
Well, that'll hit.
That'll hit.
I'm coming.
Okay. Alrighty then, and that's going to be. Okay. That is going to be 12 damage to you as it bites right. It's almost like it hopped up onto your chest and like just bit right at your neck. And that is going to be 12 damage as it's biting into you. But suddenly, as both of them are striking, you can see both of them. And yes, your yell will alert the whole group.
Ooh. Well, I only get one reaction.
With the help of an expert, or let...
You only get one reaction. You could either disengage with your thing, or you could also hellish rebuke. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna get the hell back. Well. Oh, yeah, I'm going to Hellish Rebuke. So I'll go ahead and do that. Six and 5 and 2.
Alright, so it's gotta make a dex save.
Yeah.
Is that a tiefling thing?
Yeah.
Nice.
So as I yell, oh shit, there's a flash of fire.
I'll be right back.
Alright.
Quick, guys. Slay all the wolves while he's gone. Yeah, I realize I've never played a tiefling, so I don't really know what they're all about.
I'm kind of digging them.
Do they have like a fire resistance?
They do.
Yep.
They have fire resistance. They've got dark vision. They know thaumaturgy.
Interesting. Huh. I obviously the Forge Cleric gets fire resistance to, well, I get fire resistance at level 6. What I didn't realize also comes with that is I also just get a +1 AC to heavy armor. So when we hit level 6, I'm base AC 20.
Jesus.
Which I could bump to 21 with my stuff.
Damn.
Like I can bump my AC to 21 with that, and then magic weapon my sword. So also +1.
Yeah. Rangers can also get pretty tanky.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the things I'm a cleric, like toying around with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rangers really too. Well, I know you have like your swarm, or not swarm, your whatever that thing was. Your like that thing where you could be like take hits and the AC would go up.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah, even without that, at some point with medium armor master and then a higher dex, and then I think some other class features gave me bonus to AC, like,
Gotcha.
and then a shield.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Like, she's a cleric, she will be a tank, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, like it's quite a stack. Richard, we killed them all. Combat's over.
Sorry about that. What is your save for?
It looks like a DC 13. I'll have to double check that.
It fails.
I guess it is
It
a
will
wisdom.
take 3d10 damage. Go ahead and light it up.
All right.
Attaboy.
Yeah, that's 13 damage.
Oh, damn.
And then
it lights up into flames and it howls.
I'm awake now.
Yeah, it howls quite loudly. It does not die, but it is clearly not looking good at all at this point. Let's see. With that, it is Chimera's turn.
So, from where I am, I'm going to use Manifest Echo Teleport. And basically what happens is I get to swap places with my Echo. So Chimera hears Hunter screaming, and in that moment with her Echo way over to the side, she closes her eyes and focuses for just a moment. And then her figure on the tree or the log, it flickers from reality for just a moment. And as it flickers, when it comes back completely, it is the Echo in her place.
All right.
And she is over here! And then I'm gonna go help my buddy Hunter.
All right. This is the really damaged one. The other one is.
Okay. Either way, I want it to not be existing.
Fair.
Oh, I guess that was my 15 moving right there, huh? Damn it. Okay. Five. Yeah. Okay.
Being in the shadow is still somewhat translucent, but you
Pity!
can
Pity!
see it. All right, you can use a luck point. Oh,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay,
Turn that around.
That will hit. Yeah, you kind of go forward. And you're like, oh, that one's gonna miss. You even judges like that one could have hit Hunter. Let's switch that timeline.
No.
Yeah.
1d8. 8.
There was one time where like as you were running, you tripped and just like lunged into Hunter. Luckily
9.
that 9 damage. Okay. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. Okay. With your sword, you cut into it, and you feel like you should have finished it off, and yet for some reason, the blade didn't hit as hard as you thought that
That whore.
and it is still alive, just barely. You thought you should have finished it off. You're not. It kind of puzzles you. Like you've done a lot of target practice. You're like that should go down, but did not.
Nice. Okay.
All right. Anything else, or is that your full turn?
That might be me. Yeah, that's me.
Alrighty, Anwar.
Anwar's gonna hear the "oh hell" and the wolf howling and the fire, and he's gonna roll over like I'm up, hold on, I'm coming. He's gonna get out of his sleeping bag, and he's gonna, with standing up, that's half his movement. So 1, 2, 3. He sees in his red dark vision fighting happening on right now, but he can't quite reach them. So what he's going to do is he's going to produce a flame in his hand. He's going to hold an action, and when a wolf gets close enough, he's going to throw the flame at it.
Okay.
If it goes after one of the yaks or something like that, or if another one comes in from another part of the forest, he's just kind of scanning his surroundings right now with a flame in hand.
Alrighty. Hunter,
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and disengage.
All right,
Well,
you can do so as a bonus action.
Yeah, I'm gonna go just off the map to flank with Chimera.
Okay.
And grab my dagger and try to like slash at it real fast and see if I can put it down.
Okay, I'll just put you over here for right now, but we'll just kind of make a note that you're one step above it.
Okay. And that's a +1 for flanking?
Is a +1 for flanking, yes.
Okay, so this +1. 8.
You try to swing along, but its translucent body blends so well with the shadow that you just whiff right through. Thought you got it, but you did not.
And I'm gonna keep on running.
Okay.
Yeah.
With your move speed, I don't think you can. I don't think you can attack during a disengage unless you've got something for that as a scout.
Well, if you bonus disengage, you still have your attack action, right?
Right, but then he couldn't disengage again.
Oh yeah,
so
that would be re-engaging, yeah.
Right, yeah. If you're re-engaging, then you'd have to disengage again, which you can't do.
Well, with mobile, when I make a melee attack against a creature, I don't provoke opportunity attacks from that creature from
well, then there you go. You got it. Yep,
Yeah.
you're good.
Scout's pretty cool.
Speedy son of a bitch. Yeah. So, yep, you officially do that. Oh, I forgot to have you roll. I should have had you roll to see if you got, like, what do you call it? Knocked prone or not, but we won't worry about that. We'll just say that you succeeded. Alrighty. Audra, you are up.
Yeah, alright, so half my movement to stand up. I hear the howling. I see Anwar over there. I'm dash action to get over there. I'll wind up more like here, I think, because as I run over to him, I don't have dark vision, Richard. Do I see the ones that are presently visible?
Without dark vision, do you see the ones that are currently presently available? If you do not have dark vision of any kind, then
yeah,
no,
I have nothing.
No.
Okay. So I run over. I see.
Oh, also you're in the middle of a tree trunk right now.
Oh. All right, I'll wind up next to. I'll go here then.
Okay.
I run over, and so you said you were holding like a flaming spell, Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna run up right next to Anwar then, and just with my glowing sword still, just there. I can't see what we're fighting, but if I can't see them, then I won't let. I look right like at him, then I won't let them see me either. And I just like, and I use my Furbog hidden step, and I'm going to become invisible.
Oh, nice.
Until I attack or until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
And as I do that, I just like counting on you to light them up, Fireboy.
Okay.
As you go invisible and as you're discussing this, the wire to the south is gonna trip. And next thing you know, just running up full speed, Anwar. 2 more of these guys. Pack tactics.
Sorry, I just went invisible.
Yep, they're both attacking Anwar.
One of them is gonna get a flame to its face.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Like, we could say, like, it kind of happens as they're attacking. You're like, oh shit, and you just throw it right in their face. So yeah, why don't you go ahead and roll that real quick.
13 to hit.
That hits. That will hit.
Then one of them takes 5 fire damage.
Okay. We'll say it's the one to the corner just for the angle's sake of it. The one that didn't get you from directly in behind. Alright, so let me roll for them real quick. The first is a 23. Will that hit you?
Yeah.
Yeah. The second one is a 25.
Yeah.
Yep. These guys rolled ridiculously well. They don't have great.
He's got an AC of 11 right now. You don't need much.
Okay. So Anwar,
It's all right though. Our tanky Furbolg is invisible, so the tank is here.
Yep.
I'm a secret tank. Shh.
Good thing the tank was there to absorb all that damage.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
To be fair, she thought they were only north.
Yeah. Yeah, she thought that.
I
Now-
just like how you tried to have like a cool exit of like, I won't let them see me either. Oh fuck, they're right here.
Pellets. Oh, they got you. Shoot.
See, joke's on you. When she becomes visible, she's just gonna hee-yaw and take the wagon and leave.
Yes. Okay. Come on, roll for me. Anwar, you are just mauled from behind, and you take a total of 17 damage. Just
Yikes!
they're just biting right
Well,
into
it's a
your
good
arm,
thing
right-
you're next to the cleric.
right into your back and right into your arm. They're just like gnawing away at you.
Yeah, the cleric can read at my funeral.
Yeah.
I have spared the dying. I won't let it happen.
Thanks.
Oh god, that scared me.
So, Chimera, there's two right in front of you. Hunters ducked out of the way. They flash away back into invisibility. And next thing you know, they're on you even closer, and they both attack you.
Son of a bitch. Sure, sure.
What's your AC right now?
18?
Okay.
That is saying, like, I would assume she would put her armor on for watch.
Yeah, I assume
Unless,
that she did.
okay.
Yeah. Shield out and everything. You're fully good to go. Okay. 18. The first one got an 18. Second one got a 12.
Okay.
So the one that's really hurt, not really able to get you. He's pretty weak. He's on the verge of death. The other one though, he gets you real good. And that is going to deal as he bites like right in between your plates of armor, right into your side. That is going to deal 10 damage to you. So that is all of them on their turn, and Chimera, you're up next.
Okay.
Just as a reminder, your echo is really close to two of them as well.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that I heard them attacking.
Oh, I'm sure Anwar made a
Anwar.
sound. I'm sure Anwar made it known that he was getting attacked.
Not even like chancing a look over her. Well, I guess she has to. She turns her head real quick, and sees if she can. I mean, we can't flank, but we can get there, buddy. And orders the echo forward. So this monochromatic kind of figure just comes
right,
like lunging. Yeah, I have to see it. And it has to be within 30 feet.
And it can only move in one direction.
It's just, yeah.
Okay.
So it comes like leaping off of the tree trunk. And we're gonna try to make an attack through that guy. We're gonna see how that works out. No, we're not. Because I might be able to kill one up top if I use the thing. Hold on. Actually, we'll do Unleash Incarnation! So we're both gonna attack. Bow.
Okay.
Okay. So for the stupid animal at the top, 17.
Yeah, 17 definitely hits the one up top.
Okay. That one is going to be 3. Talking A, that's 4 points of damage for that one.
Four points of damage to the one right
injured
above you.
one. Yeah.
4 points of damage to the one right above. Even when the blade doesn't hit as much as you think it would, you're still able to just like slash it right across its green beady eyes. And you just see the light leave its eyes. It is dead.
Okay. So on top of that, my Echo gets to make an attack on the one closest to it. And we're gonna use, she's only using her longsword. She doesn't have the shield out. 14.
That will hit.
Tight. Nope, not +5, it's +3. Fuck you! +4.
Okay. So two-handed goes out. The magical, almost not quite ethereal, but the kind of magical energy that has created this thing extends through the sword, and it does that full amount of damage. It does a full 4.
Oh, hey, she's more useful than I am. Nifty. And then I would like to use my action surge, and I would like to make an attack on the top one again, or the one where Cammy actually is.
Okay. That hits.
17?
Yep.
Son of a bitch, I thought it was going to be another one.
All right. Yeah, that deals damage, but again, with the sword that you have, doesn't seem to be cutting through quite as well.
Right. That's a me.
All right. That's a you, Anwar. You're getting mauled by two shadow wolves. They're ganging up on you. What do you do?
I imagine if they're this is some Mandalorian shit right here. Like, as like the wolves are kind of jumping all over Anwar, he's just gonna like with one of his teeth like pull his sleeve down, and he's gonna stick his arm in their faces and just burning hands the both of them.
Nice.
I need 2 dex saves because it's like, oh, this is gonna hurt again, but.
Damn it. Okay, that's 1. Okay, what's the save?
It is. Let's see in a sec. For an
13.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
10 fire damage.
Okay, so that one that you got before, you get better the second time. So he's gonna take the full damage, whereas the one that's kind of more over your back is gonna only take half of this. So a full 10. This guy who you already got once with a flame, he's really not looking good. The other one still hanging in there. The Echo's cut was not the deepest, and your flame just didn't quite hit directly on it. So that's what's going on with them right now. Anything else you do with your turn, Anwar?
I'll just say, Audra, tell my story.
Hunter, what do you do?
I'm going to run up and jump into the cart, grab a beer from the cart.
Okay.
Not without the yak setup. Come on. And
yeah, yaks are tied to a tree right now.
Yeah. Kind of jump and slide off the end of the cart, and with a dagger in one hand and my beer in the other, I'm gonna go ahead and try and put it down.
All right, that's a +1 for each of them.
I was pressing wrong.
Are you smashing the bottle on it too?
Huh? What bottle?
No. When he says Mabir, it's the sword.
Oh yeah, right, my rapier
is
right. Yes, I forgot. But I do like you slide through your moonshine wagon just to grab a bottle and smash it over someone's head.
Rapier
good.
Rapier definitely hits, and you got an ally within 5 feet of it, so you get sneak attack.
So there's that, and there's my sneak attack.
Okay, and you got offhand.
Yeah, I'm gonna swipe with my dagger, which I know I don't get to add dex for.
Correct.
So.
But 20 will definitely hit.
Okay. Should be -2, or is it no proficiency?
It's just a D4. Just D4.
Yeah,
damage.
just a D4. Yep.
Oh, I meant to hit, but okay.
Max damage on the dagger coming in afterwards. Okay. Wow, exact same scenario for you. 15 should be just what you need to like stabbing and getting in there. But your non-magical blades, that's just kind of like seem to kind of like phase through some of the translucent, shadowy body of the wolf, and you've done a number of kill shots on wolves that you've had to deal with over the years, and you feel like that should have killed it, that should have knocked it down, but does not.
I would like to use my rustic hospitality. I would like to use it to lure it into a false sense of security and become disinterested in me.
I'm sorry, but you already used the bonus action as your offhand.
My turn. I'd like to use my guild business and sell this wolf a great axe, please.
All right, well, it's your turn. What do you want to do, Audra?
By the way, Andrew, the thing you were thinking, literally the only thing that changes for offhand is it's no extra damage. Like, that's it. You still roll. It's the same hit. Huh. It's the same damage die, and you still roll the same to hit. The only thing that it's just not your strength or dex mod that gets added on to the just to the damage. That's all that changes.
I misunderstood that.
All right, Audra.
So
your childhood family friend is dying in front of you, telling you to tell his story. What are you gonna do while you're invisible?
Which wolf looks worse?
The one closest to you.
Okay. And does the other one look pretty bad as well, or does it look okay?
The other one looks about half.
Okay. I am going to...
Granted, it's in the middle of the dark and it's all shadow. You probably can't see anything.
Right.
Actually, no, you would see it through the flames. You would see them kind of light up and you'd be able to kind of determine that.
So I, as he says, tell my story, you hear this voice that's just like, I will not let you fall, Arwar. Combine your names there. I will not let you fall, Anwar. Relax.
I'm already on the ground.
And you're gonna feel like you're gonna.
Oh, speaking of which, you know what? Fuck it. I've spent the whole encounter not doing it.
Oh, the prone thing.
Never mind about the prone thing. Whatever. You're on the ground.
Well, as you're on the ground, you just hear this voice. It's like, I will not let you fall. Well, she still says that despite the fact that you're on the ground, but you're going to feel some energy around you as she is casting Shield of Faith on you. So your AC is at least 13 now, or 14, whatever.
Yep.
So it's at least boosted a little bit for now.
Okay.
I am then going to ditch my invisibility because I'm attacking. Mm-hmm. And an attack with advantage, the one directly in front of me.
Why is it an advantage?
I'm coming out of invisibility.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's surprising it, yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking, though. Is that still a surprise?
I don't know. I guess that's a question for Richard.
These are really dumb wolves.
Okay.
That's
like you were making noise.
Yeah.
You make a noise, but it's not anticipating a flaming sword to just materialize out of nowhere.
That's fair.
And my sword is magical because I know these are, whatever about it. So that's a 21 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Great. 1d8 plus 4. This is to the weaker one. I think I already said, but.
To the weaker one, yeah, you slice up through and it's already in flames. At this point, the flames just like whoosh up and it just like dematerializes.
Yeah.
Gone. It's dead.
I turn to the other one with shield and sword ready. But that's all I can do because it was a bonus to shield up on more.
All right, this guy's fairly surrounded now.
Oh, I guess I have movement. I'll move to flank with the echo.
Okay. It is going to bonus action turn invisible. It's going to leap around over to...
Oh my god, leave him alone.
I guess we technically aren't going to get an attack op then.
Actually.
No, you can at disadvantage. It's
It's
just invisible right now. I don't necessarily want to tell you where it goes. I'm gonna put it back on the GM layer. Actually, you'll find out soon enough. But if you want to do an attack op at disadvantage, go ahead and do it.
Yes.
Yes. Did I only roll one? I only rolled one. Sorry. Well, so I still get a 21.
Yep. The Echo misses. Audra does hit though. So while it's leaving out, you kind of see it. It's like flames linger for a second as it dips back into invisibility and starts to move away. But that's just enough for you to be able to see and try to strike with your.
It's probably
sword.
just like an anticipatory, like I'm gonna swing because I assume it's running away kind of move.
7. It's not enough to kill it, but you strike it through, and catch it more on flames. But it's really looking bad now.
Hit it again.
It will dip off into invisibility, and
it's presently still on the map for us, Richard. I don't know if you wanted to hide it.
I know. I'm trying to get it off the map. There we go. Okay. It dips off into invisibility. You don't. I would say you end up hearing off to the northeast a dinging of the alarm. Seems to have ran off. Whereas this one here, kind of flanking around, suddenly surprised by all that has just happened. Hunter nearly killed it. It's going to turn back and just as a reaction, just instinctively, it's going to start snapping at you, trying to bite at you. So I'm going to... It's going to blink back into invisibility, and then next thing you know, just like crunching down right on your leg. That is a 21 to hit.
Yep.
Ooh, can I impose disadvantage?
Oh, because of the protection?
As a protection? Yeah.
Does Hunter have to be within 5 feet of you, though?
Oh, God!
I think he does.
Where's it at? Shit. While wielding a shield, a creature you can see attacks a target other than you within 5 feet.
Of you.
That just says then. I mean, while wielding a shield and a creature you can see attacks a target other than you within 5 feet. Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
So it's over there.
So
Damn it!
you have to speak. I thought it was
I gotta
just
be
you
to the
5 feet of
left.
creature.
Yeah, that reads to me like you just need to be 5 feet of the creature, like Ryan said.
So you're just smacking him on the butt.
Okay, I saw it more as like you're putting your shield to block something. But yeah, if you want to do it that way too, that's fine. So yeah, you can because it says you must be wearing a shield, so I assumed that that's like what it was doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could just say that you were able to like quickly bang it in the back. However, it doesn't matter. It rolled 2 15s.
Oh, okay. No, I think
So it's the 15 plus its bonuses, so that's 21 to hit Hunter, which did hit. So
Good game, y'all.
Need to roll damage on it.
actually, yeah, the writing on this is a little unclear. If the 5 feet is from what it's targeting, or the 5 feet from the thing doing the attack.
Iron it out later.
It lunges up and gets you right in throat. Hunter, that's 9 damage. You fall down.
I sure do.
I don't think you need to roll a strength save on that. I think it's just on top of you while you're bleeding out. Chimera.
Hold my beer.
Your friend, your BFF, is dying right in front of you. What do you do?
Cry. So the echo that was near Anwar, like, she kind of like seems to look at him and reach a hand out to help him up before like just fading from existence.
Mm-hmm.
And instead she rolls up over here.
Okay.
And I would like to make some attacks, and I'm gonna attack with both of them.
Yeah, if you want to say that, like, she hovers right over there, like right on, like just standing right above him to protect him, you could do that, and then I'll give you the +1 for flanking, because that's cool fluff.
Okay. So this is Chimera. Ah,
That hits.
nice! Okay.
12 hits. These guys do not have high AC when they're not invisible.
8. Sorry. And then
8 damage from Chimera or the Echo?
from Chimera. So it's probably gonna be 4, and then the Echo's gonna be next.
Okay, yep, go ahead. That hits.
Yes. Okay. 12.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah! Oh no! So, Chimera, seeing Hunter fall, summons her echo to just on the other side of his corpse or his body, as the shadow wolf just starts like biting into him. And there's a moment where, as she's swinging her sword, she also sees the echo swinging hers. And I would very much like it if both of the swords can meet in the middle of his torso,
Ooh. Yeah.
severing him in two.
Yep. Yeah, you totally do that. Just woo! Just kind of with a howl, he dissipates into nothingness.
I'm gonna save you!
I just switch arms. Getting tired.
Anwar, you're on the ground, but there's nothing else around you now.
Did the wolf run off and disappear?
One of the wolves ran off, and all you heard was the clinging of an alarm.
Oh.
So it seems like one of them may have gone off, as much as you can tell.
Am I dead? Oh. Are we okay?
I'm gonna take you out of turn order.
I was just about to ask.
Oh, Chimera is hollering.
Audra will help Anwar stand up, and then Audra will run over. Just relax. Hunter will be fine. I'm gonna reach down, and for specific reasons, she's at the moment just going to use Spare the Dying on him just to get him okay.
Yep.
And then just look at everybody else. And just...
You give a little blessing, and at least just like the blood that's pouring out of his neck just like stops before you can go ahead and do another healing
So
spell.
I look... Well, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to look at around at everybody else and just say, if everybody just wants to... Actually, I need to look up the range on this real quick. Okay, 30 feet, yeah. If everybody just wants to have a rest by the campfire, I can get us all patched up in just a few moments. Because she can heal the entire gang, but it's a 10-minute casting. But Hunter is fine with Spare the Dying.
Sure. Anwar kind of waffles over, clutching his bleeding torso.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, you know, they can discuss whatever for 10 minutes there. But, yeah, I'm going to be using Prayer of Healing. Let's see. So that's 2d plus 3. So everybody's going to get... $14.
Hey.
As people are around the campfire, you'll just see she'll have her blade in the ground, and she'll be kind of like focusing on, because her casting focus is actually like a, for lack of a better word, like the little keychain that people put on like the hilt of a sword. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. And she'll be kind of like looking at that and kind of like mouthing something silently to herself, and then yeah, as those 10 minutes go by, everyone gets that HP back.
Yeah, I was also going to say, like, as you're being healed after this prayer, you can just kind of hear deep in your mind a, like, almost like a hammer hitting an anvil, just ting, 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 and it almost feels like your body is being built back better.
Wow.
Well, not really, just built back to what it was. Not any better. But in any case, yeah, you just kind of feel your body, it's just like something inside is just kind of being reforged into its proper places.
Oh, hurt. Oh, that hurt a lot. Oh. Thank you.
You're alright, darling. You okay?
Hell no. Hell no. I feel like oh man, that's the worst. That's like 5 different hangovers at once. Oh, everything hurts. And you furry sons of bitches. I'm gonna point at Daisy and Duchess. You lazy shits didn't help me. I gave you pumpkin today. You love pumpkin. Don't care about me much, do you, furry assholes?
Hunter, I would like you to make a con save.
What's an 8 get me?
That spot where they really got into your neck, you notice that even after the healing, a scar remains.
Oh.
And that's your pretty little face, getting a scar there.
Come on, man.
Now, maybe a lesser restoration or something might fix that, but none of you all know lesser restoration, I think. Maybe Audra does.
I don't think we're high enough for that yet.
I can't remember what level.
We're not.
Okay. In that case, none of you do have that, so you have a lingering scar that's right at that point where it really punctured your neck.
I just want to point out that besides being beaten up at Mine Garden, I've never had anything like that happen to me before. That was awful. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah. No.
Way more blood. Way more blood than I'm comfortable seeing.
Yeah, Hunter, you've seen a lot of stuff on your travels. You've not seen stuff quite like this.
This was new. This was new.
Is it always this dangerous?
Not usually. Not this dangerous.
Normal wolves, maybe. Normal wolves and leechers and goblins. That's kind of the stuff he's used to.
I've seen leechers before, but dogs, hell yeah, but oh man. Whatever the hell those were.
They were strong. They took a lot of fire. I think it took a lot of fire damage.
That's true.
Yeah.
These marshes are quite dangerous.
Yeah, there is something as you kind of look around and continue to see all these, dead trees that seem to refuse to fall. It's just there's something about this area that just feels off. It doesn't feel like it's normal. I don't know if it's cursed or if it's just magical or haunted or what. It's just there's something off about these whole marshlands.
It makes me wonder what it is we'll see when we find this head tomorrow.
Go ahead and start putting armor on.
Oh, you're still about a day and a half journey, by the way, too. You've still got one more camp before you.
As Hunter gets up to go to the wagon, Audra will maybe hand out or something to stop him just for a moment. Hunter, I notice your battle wound there. Is that something you intend to wear proudly, or would you like me to fix that?
I guess that depends on how it looks in the mirror, but I'm inclined to say get rid of it. It
Very
ain't
well.
my primary choice in customizations.
After we've rested properly, I can fix that for you in the morning then.
Oh, morning sounds good. I don't think I'll sleep in it the rest of the night. I'm just gonna put on some armor. Gonna get dressed.
Well, I'm going to go back to sleep. My watch was already done. And she'll slip right down into her bedroll and start going back to sleep.
Okay, effectively I can still give you a long rest if you're actually resting, but if you're restless and looking all around and for the rest of the night, you are going to take a point.
Oh wait. Well, I was third. Was supposed to be third watch anyway, so I guess this lines up right.
You were going to be fourth watch, but yeah.
Fourth watch.
As long as you're taking it easy, I think it's fine to just consider yourself unrested.
Okay, cool.
All right. As things quiet down and you kind of settle in, reflecting on how so much has changed even in just the past day. A night ago, you were in a fairly peaceful campfire. There was a little bit of an altercation, but otherwise everyone was not in any pain. Everybody seemed pretty fine. Seemed like things were going fairly smoothly up until this point, but just a day later, you're hurting, you're in pain, you're healing, and you got a lot of sores to walk off. And that's where we'll leave it for tonight's episode.
Heck.
Alrighty. Apparently, Lesser Restoration is second level, so
that's what I thought.
When Cleric, because I can swap out after a long rest, I can just swap that out and fix that scar and start a next episode.
What was I thinking of then? I could have swore it was
Greater
later on.
Restoration.
Regeneration. Oh,
Great. Yeah, Greater Restoration's like level 5 or 6 or something.
I thought Lesser was like level 3, but I guess it is just level 2.
I thought it was like level 3 or something.
Yeah, I thought the same, but miss level 2 apparently.
Oh, I still have Michael Scott. I will kill you.
So I'll swap Continual Flame for Lesser Restoration, I suppose.
Alrighty. Well, thank you all for playing. Are we still streaming?
We are.
All right. Well, thank you, stream, for watching. Or thank you, us, for watching it later.
If you were rooting for the dogs, I'll know. And I don't love you anymore.
Yep.
Well, yeah, hey, it was another fun one, Richard. We'll, you know, there's stuff going on, you know, there's more moving pieces now.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, well, yeah, we'll see everybody. Man, it felt like forever between Mondays, at least for me. I don't know about the rest of you all.
Yeah.
Hopefully it feels a little quicker for the next one. Yeah.
I agree, because I'm really looking forward to the next one. There's lots of good stuff coming up ahead.
Cool. There's been lots of good stuff already, so.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're liking it, because, yeah, today was very much just a travel episode, so.
Yeah. It's neat playing a cleric. I was going to play one for, I think, Sid's first one-shot, but then I was out of town or something. So I haven't played one before. They're interesting.
Cool.
Well, all right. Yeah, we'll see everybody next week then.
Yep.
For more of this.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Goodbye.